Hell, what is up with the squad? It's Sesh, your favorite Auntie with Uncle Tennessee's in the building. Y'all know what it is. Say less, mean more. Y'all know what it is. Proud man media, Mr. Shake My Head. Y'all know who he is. Welcome to HDiiTV.
You rockin' with
Diabolical.
your
The D. Let's get it.
best.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Y'all know what it is. It's y'all favorite Sunday guilty pleasure in the house. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Coming in
Yo,
the door.
yo,
Coming in the
yo.
door. Y'all just make it. Y'all just make it a habit. When you hit the like, hit the share. Hit the like, hit the share. They both right there. You know what I'm saying? Like and share. They both right there. 5 y'all. Push share it in the chat. Push share it in the chat. We want y'all subscribed on all the platforms. Make sure y'all
All
make
of
sure y'all following on all platforms. Don't miss a
them.
drop. Don't miss a drop. What's good? What's good? What's good? Missy, Political Lil, One True Emperor. What's happening? AB, Frank Wright, Henry Steptoe, Rasheen Beats. What's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all make sure y'all show some love on all them platforms. We talking Dallas today. What's up, y'all?
Man, what's happening? Hey, we in this thing, man. Hey, let's get to it.
Got to trade Arike, man.
Hey,
I
hey,
hate to say
listen.
it. You
I
got it.
said
You
it a week
got to
ago.
trade Arike. Look, Arike and Paige, it don't work. Like, and then the coach, I don't know what he's trying to do. It's like that game yesterday in the Minnesota Lynx, not the first game, but the second game, they could have won that game. And he made some bad coaching decisions down the stretch. And then Arike, to me, I don't know why he don't want to play Seagrass down the stretch with Paige. Like Paige and Seagrass, like together, they work with one another. Nalissa, to me, is slowing them down. She got to go to the bench. Hines Allen left the game yesterday. But Arike, it's like Arike's trying to figure out when do I close or when Paige close. And it's coming to like their play styles are bumping heads instead of just letting Paige just dominate the ball. Because listen, she got a great assist to turnover ratio, especially for a rookie. That's exciting. So she needs to basically beat ahead, and they need to move on from Arike, man. Look, Arike would do well in Chicago. She'll do well anywhere. Like, she got to go because it's not going to flow for the rest of the season. I don't see it.
Let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you what Arike problem is. Arike went like 0 for 8 for a minute, right? I don't even know. I don't remember if she scored or not. Let me tell you what the problem is. Arike see that her replacement is in the audience everywhere she go. Pressure on, goddamn it. Pressure on. Everywhere she look. There go AZ. There go
Talk about
AZ. There go AZ.
AZ.
Come on, let's have a real conversation today. I'm
Yeah.
here to have a real conversation. Y'all know what it is.
Hey,
Listen. Hey, the writing's on the wall. The writing is on the wall. It don't have nothing to do with it don't have nothing to do with what we want to do. I'm trying to tell y'all what I'm seeing, what I'm seeing in the happening
this
in the arena
season's a
right before
wash.
our eyes.
This season's a wash. Like, let's just say the season's a wash. They finna go get AZ. We ready.
Man, listen, man. Y'all, hey, listen. It's coming, man. They know what time it is. They know what's going on. Hey, I told you, trade Arike to Chicago. Whatever current Chicago want to give you back is all good. Just get rid of the problem.
Might as
All right.
well.
Hey, listen, because you basically it's about to be a lost cause for what you finna do to Paige Beckers right now. You basically finna throw away a whole season because her and Enrique just wasn't a fit. And I said this from the get go. I never wanted
Yeah.
Paige to go to Dallas because of that factor of playing with Arike. Arike is one of them. Man, it's hard for her to fit with a group of people that can help you win a championship because she wants to be a volume shooter, right? In a sense,
Right.
she want to get a lot of shots to try to make a lot of points, and she don't understand how to make her game efficient and still get the same amount of points, but with less shots. She ain't figured that part out,
Correct.
and so
Right.
until she figure that part out, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for them to work. I don't care what
She
nobody
gonna,
says.
but she gonna have to go to a place like. But I said this before the season too. You have to trade her. You have to trade her out of there because you're putting two play styles where Paige is efficient. She runs the offense. She's been doing it since a kid. Arike has been always taught, hear ball, shoot ball, score ball. I don't care about 5, 6 assists. I need you to have 1 assist and have about 20 to 30 points. That's how she's wired. So you can't change a player and say, yo, you gotta be more efficient. You gotta pass more. They're not built like that. You know, it takes them to look at themselves and say, okay, I got to step back in order for the team to be great. So Arike got to ask herself something. Do I want to win championships, or do I just want to win scoring titles and be put in, not get picked for the dream team, the USA team or anything? I'm just going to be a 1-person show. I'm going to sell tickets. I'm going to be that little thing in the zoo that everybody come to see, and I'm just gonna hit threes all day. Or she gotta decide. So I blame this on Kurt Miller. This is Kurt Miller's fault.
Y'all gotta stop. 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 No, y'all gotta stop. Sending Arike to Chicago ain't the answer. What Carlton Banks gonna do with Arike? What is Carlton gonna do with Arike? If you don't know who Carlton is, aka Tyler Mark.
Unusual to be loved.
Yeah. Come on, let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation.
It's not unusual. Guess what? He gonna Auntie. He's gonna have a special place. He gonna have a special place for Arike in the corner, in the corner 3. He gonna have a special place. He gonna have a special place.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's what he gonna do. That's what he gonna do.
Man, listen, y'all want to talk? We talking hoop today? Because that don't do nothing but make Chicago worse. Carlton, y'all trying to get Carlton out of there before 10 games.
Exactly. That's the point.
Listen, here's the thing.
That's the point.
Here's the thing about Arike. Arike needs a coach that's going to tell her, let the ball go so it can come back to you. They need that Phil Jackson type of coach that came in and told Michael, you got to get the ball out your hands to get it back to you. It's not gonna hurt your stats. It's not gonna hurt your scoring. It's not gonna hurt your efficiency. But it's gonna make it's gonna make the players around you better, and it's gonna get to some wins. Who is that coach that's gonna be able to tell her that? This in the W. It ain't Carlton.
Carlton Banks. Carlton Banks. Carlton Banks is going. Listen,
nephew, he can't tell the people. He's telling them right now. Stop.
Listen, Mr. TNT himself, token Negro Tyler, will tell her what to do. He will get her in that corner shot, and then Arike is going to turn into Arike when we need her to in the 4th quarter when we down 25. So we'll lose by 15.
Let me say this. You know, the biggest thing that hurt Arike is not playing on Team USA. If she played on Team USA, she would have came into the season with a different vision on what it takes to play with multitude of stars players for her game to be better. She's just never been in one of them situations where she had to share, right? Playing with top 2, that's cool, but I'm still gonna get the ball. Playing with, Howard's gonna be Howard. She ain't gonna really say nothing. She's gonna go get her boards. The biggest thing in her career that's hurt her is not being able to play on Team USA. That's why you can't win a championship with her. Until she plays on Team USA and really understand what it takes to, like, hey, you got 5 to 7 shots, and you got to figure out how to get them off and be efficient and score and impact the game without scoring. You waste your time with Arike. You might as well let her go to a place where you need volume shooting, because that's what she's gonna do.
She would fit Chicago because that's their problem. They need a dominant personality. Ariel has the game. She don't have the personality. Because look, you saw last year when she was balling. Once Slim came back, who took over most of the ball handling and scoring? It was Slim. Because Slim got the personality to say, I'm that one, y'all follow me. So that's why Citron and Kiki work with Slim, because they're going to follow Slim, because Slim like, look, I got this. She got the personality. Arike got the personality like, look, Vandersloot, move your ass to the corner 3. Me and Angel gonna run this set, or me and Miller, I'm either pass it to them or I'm gonna pull up and shoot. That's the type of big she need to play with is them two. She would tell Carlton Banks, this is how this shit gonna go. You either gonna run it this way or I'm just gonna jack up shots anyway. So you're gonna have to do it. Nobody in that locker room has that strong personality. Angel has a strong personality. She just don't have the game on offense yet. But you bring her in, and dog, those bigs will be utilized way better. Because to me, Camilla is a lot better from around the elbow. She can face up. She can do other things, but they don't want to use her. And then Angel, she's good at rolling downhill or running the fast break. Where her and Arike running the fast break, catching Arike on the side, that would work better than what you got now. So that's the problem. Tyler Marsh needs a veteran in there to get his ass right. That's why I say first-year coaches like Phil Jackson, Auntie, they do better with a team like the Bulls because everybody's already done played long enough to be like, all right, so now I want to win now. Michael got all that 30-point and going off every game out of his system. He want to win championships now. So that's what I'm saying. They need a veteran. Vandersloot is too old.
But nothing about the way Arike is playing right now says that she don't want a championship. Arike didn't score yesterday. Arike didn't pout. She didn't stop playing. I seen her locked in on defense. I seen her trying to do all of the other stuff that to be able to try to help the team win, but she wasn't scoring.
But in previous games, she had an attitude. In previous games, she had an attitude. You had to take off the floor. She wasn't even playing and crucial.
It's been Arike and Arike's. So here's the thing: you're gonna get the same thing. You're gonna get the same thing in Chicago.
I don't think he will, though.
I think it'll be better. I think it'll be better because she would respect Angel and she would like what Miller does because when she gets in there with Big T and Camilla, we know way better than Big T. Like she works with bigs better. She just doesn't work well with either a wing or another guard that unless it's an Odyssey Sims, you got to have a guard that's willing to say, all right, you do your thing and I pick and choose when I do my thing. So I think that would work better with Vandersloot than having Ariel Atkins. Ariel Atkins don't have a dominant personality. So nobody's looking for her to take over and dominate the game. You need Arike in that spot where she's at because she'll work better with the team. I just don't think her and Paige fit because Paige wants the ball in certain spots. And in my opinion, I think Ty Harris would do better with Paige than Paige does with Arike because Ty Harris already has that, I'm going to give the ball up, I'm going to put you in your spots, I'm going to make sure that the team is running well. Because when she run that second unit, they're dangerous. And when she get in her bag, they're dangerous. So Arike needs to play on the team with a Vandersloot type point guard than a Paige type point guard. That's just my opinion.
But HD though, when you look at Angel Reese's personality and you try to compare it to Sock 2 and Howard's, it's like Angel Reese needs somebody like Arike.
Yes.
Now it's bringing her back to the LSU days, right?
Right.
You got somebody else that got some type of little dog in them mentality and understands that, and so that's why those two can merge better in Chicago than her and Paige because. I ain't saying Paige ain't got no dog in her, but it's who she's played with.
Oh, she got dog. Yeah, it's dog, but it's like that LeBron type of dog where like they have it off, and then when they want to turn it on, they just know how to turn it on. You know what I'm saying? It's that type. It's not like Kobe or Jordan. Arike got Kobe and Jordan dog, where I'm just a dog all day. Like you're not gonna turn me off. I'm the dominant personality when I walk in the room. That's just who she is. So she would work because look, Alexis Morris, we could say is Arike-like, right? Except Arike way better, but we could say they're alike. So you would have her do that, and plus that would help Vandersloot. Vandersloot don't even have to play that many minutes now. Now I can knock her minutes down some like bet. We're going to knock you down. Miller's going to be more involved, more action now because Arike going to be like, all right, I got two bigs. I'm going to work with them. And that's what's going to happen. They don't have the personality. That's what they don't have that dog at the guard position. They got it in the bigs. Angel got the bigs right. They don't got the guards. Everybody in the guard is either too old or too laid back. They don't have nobody who wants to go ride or anything. They don't. And then their wings are trash. Arike will cover up all that problem. Your wings are bad. Boom, I'll take that. I take the scoring load. So then Kia Nurse don't have to shoot 7 to 8 times. Now you minimize that to 3 to 5. Then you go to Becca Allen, can minimize that to like 3 to 4.
Hey, HD, to be honest with you, Chicago could keep Ariel Atkins, Vandersloot, and get Arike and get rid of everybody on the bench. Get rid of
I'll do that. Yeah,
and give a first round pick.
I would do that.
Get it from Dallas.
Yeah, because look, I'll run a 3-guard lineup like right now because Ariel Atkins she's big for her size and she's kind of long, but she's short, but her body and her width. So I can run her at the wing, and I let Arike and Sloot play the backcourt, and I'm going from there.
And then I'll try to finesse to get JJ up out of Dallas too.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Hey, listen, you get those two in Chicago, you work with something.
Yeah, because JJ could come off the bench.
But the biggest problem in Chicago is their front office and their the general manager and the coach. So bringing all of that in don't make a difference if the leadership is still fucked up.
But they can win in spite of that, though. Listen, they can win in spite of that.
How long?
Look, Arike was in Dallas too for these past 3-4 years. They had an effed up management, so she's used to effed up management.
But they won in spite. They won in spite of last season.
Exactly.
Up until when?
Up until Angel got hurt. Oh no! Well, Kennedy went through her ordeal, and then Angel got hurt. That's when Chicago fell. That's when the sky fell.
Here's the thing. I'm not the type of person to go out and spend some money on better ingredients if the stove's still broke. Right? If the stove is still broke, I don't care if you go get some better ingredients. The stove is broke. The stove is broke in Chicago. I don't care what ingredients you go get.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Which the leadership is broken there.
But it's still broke in Dallas too.
So for me, I'm gonna fix the main problem first before I go and start fixing my personnel and all of that. That would be my approach.
Well, they're not going to fix it. They're not going to fix it.
Here's the thing. No matter who you bring in, you don't get to a championship, and no matter who you bring in, you're starting over again in either a season or two. How does that benefit the Chicago organization or the fan base? Deal with what the real issue is.
It doesn't. They don't care.
Who's really gonna fight for a championship? like you gotta start somewhere, right? And you asking the owners to fire themselves. They ain't finna fire themselves.
Right.
They just ain't finna do it.
So you have to win in spite of that. Yeah. So you might as well bring an Arike in or a veteran. It don't even have to necessarily be Arike. You have to bring some real vets in who can ball, like not the old ass out the league vets. You need the vets who can come in and ball and go from there. Because look, they're not going to change how they do business. Their business sucks.
Here's the thing though. When you say win in spite of, win what? This you gotta what we're talking about is the Chicago Sky is the last organization to win a championship besides the New York Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces. That's who they are. Right? So win in spite of. How much winning do they do that makes it good enough? I'm saying
win and make the playoffs. Make the playoffs at least.
And then that makes it good enough for going to get Arike if they get to the playoffs.
So if you make the playoffs, you can go grab some free agents and just do a year-to-year basis until it's time for either Angel or Miller to bounce from there, because they're gonna get signed back because when it gets to the end of their contract, they're gonna be under a restricted free agency. So they're going to have to go back once they match their contract. Okay. And then after that, they could go where they want to go. I'm just saying in these next 2 years, to not waste their young years, go get you some talent. Try to make the playoffs this year. Trade for Arike.
Now that I understand that the goal is just the playoffs and it ain't about the jury, yeah, okay.
But you got to ask yourself.
They're not winning no jury. Auntie, they're not winning no jury this year. They're not winning no jury this year.
Here's the thing, though. I make decisions about getting to the jury. So my goal is the jury at the beginning of every season. So I'm not going.
Yeah, but Auntie,
I don't want to start it.
Hold on.
I don't want to start at Arike. You know what I'm saying?
Chicago,
I just wouldn't start there.
Chicago ain't never looking to win a championship. They just got.
Here's the thing.
They got blessed in a situation with Candace. They ain't really looking to win no championship.
They didn't
win no championship.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. No, here's the thing, Rob. I said, if it was me, now that I understand that y'all goal is just making the playoffs, make whatever move you want to make.
Their goal.
But that's not my goal. That ain't my goal.
When I come into
we go out with the organization.
I'm saying with the changes that y'all talking about making, y'all just trying to get to the playoffs. That's fine.
That's it. That's it because that's all they're trying to do.
I'm not about the playoffs. I'm about fixing the problem. I don't like to put.
Well, they're gonna have to go somewhere else. They're gonna have to go somewhere else. If you want to win a championship, they're not gonna do it in Chicago. But we're just talking about what they're trying to do is they want to try to get to the playoffs and attract free agents because they can't get free agents the old-fashioned way because they done burned too many bridges.
I don't care if you get to the playoffs. Your front office is still messed up and you still don't have any facilities. Why am I coming there as a free agent?
Okay, but Auntie, there's teams in the NBA and NFL who got bad front offices, and some of them still win. So that's what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Y'all don't have any facilities. Your front office is trash, and Carlton is your coach, right? And so when I look around the WNBA, not what the NBA or anything else has going on, there are new organizations popping up every season right now, right? They're going to have brand new facilities. They're going to have way better staff with them. They're going to be set up way better. So why would I walk into that as a free agent?
That's what I'm saying.
I can get some other free agents and go
that's what I'm saying.
Playoffs.
But Auntie, if you trade for an Arike who has star power in this league and they get to the playoffs and it's successful, you can attract the free agent to come play. You can't attract the free agent without any other player.
Okay,
without any star player.
Tell me this: Arike is a star player. She attracts star players, right? She was one game from playing in the finals. What star player showed up to play with Arike after that in Dallas with they messed up management? Because she has star power.
Nobody did.
This is what I'll say to you in this situation when you talk about Chicago. It ain't nothing they can do to be successful. Whatever, you're going to have to make a fucked up trade for them to be successful.
Right. You're going to have to.
I told y'all make the trade. I wouldn't start there. But women's basketball is too hot right now.
But for me, front office or whatever you want to look at, however you want to look at it, you're going to have to try to trade and make some type of bad deal to acquire talent because ain't nobody coming there because we already
coming there.
We already know there ain't no facilities. We already know how to there's nothing you can do. You just gonna have to trade with somebody. There is nothing else you can do.
Here's the thing. What I know about the WNBA was when they had bad ownership in Atlanta, they moved it out, right? They got to start looking at that as an option. The WNBA as a brand has to start looking at that as an option. Like you can't keep having Chicago be Chicago.
But they're not because the people who own Chicago, they own it outright. It's not owned by the NBA or nothing. So they're not going to sell the team. They're not.
Donald Sterling owned his outright, right?
Yeah, but Donald Sterling made a racial comment, so they had grounds to move him out.
It don't have to be about racial. I'm not talking about why he sold. I'm saying that everybody has a number. You have to look at that.
But
you got to explore those options.
It had those incidents not happen. He's still an owner. It has to be some type of incident that's happening for them to move. You can't just say, "Hey, we got to fire you as owner." You can't do that.
No, I didn't say fire. I said everybody has a number, and you have to explore that with those owners. That's what I said.
Yeah, but they're not going to try to make Chicago better. They're not looking. The WNBA is only looking at one person to grow it. That's it. They're not looking for, okay, we're going to go to Chicago. They're not going to do that. So if they want to win a championship, they're going to have to make some, like Rob said, some dumbass trades. You got to, because nobody's going to come there outright.
Y'all said y'all was just trying to get to the playoffs. I said, get Arike. I just said that's not where I would start.
Yeah, like that's what you would. Okay, so who would you start with to go trade for somebody to get everything cleaned up to get to the playoffs and potentially win?
That's what I'm saying. I ain't even thought about that because my problem is with the ownership and the coaching. Like I'm starting at at least coaching. Like Tyler Marsh, you basically, like I said, you replaced what you call a broke oven with another broke oven. You brought another rookie coach in. You brought another rookie coach in with a suspect assistant coaching staff.
Yeah, but we knew this though. We knew Jeff P was gonna do this bullshit because when he lied to everybody and said, "I'm going to go get a championship coach," we know he wasn't finna do that. He was lying. He was trying to say that. He was trying to say that so he can make the people that's buying the tickets try to make them feel like they trying to do something. This whole thing is a joke.
I got pushed back. He didn't lie to you. He went and got a championship coach. He didn't say he's gonna get
a championship coach.
He said he went to go get your championship.
Man, I'm not doing that double talk shit. He not here. He was around for it. Yeah. Okay, what was he first or second or third chair like Nakasi was?
Yeah, that's a whole different other question now. No,
ain't no other question. But I'm saying, if I'm looking for a championship coach, since we're saying quote unquote, if you not the first, second, or third chair, I'm not finna bring you on. He was behind the chairs.
Listen. Option number one, they went to Golden State because that's who he's trying to get. But they were like, "Nah, I'm going to a new team where they got facilities."
Listen, I was going to Golden State too. I want to go to no damn Chicago.
That's the same thing free agents is gonna say. I'm gonna go to Golden State. I'm not going to Chicago. That's the same thing free agents is gonna say.
You can grab the second tier free agents. You just need to grab Arike or somebody to be your lead off, and then you got Miller and Angel there until their contract up. That's what you got to work with because you're not gonna win with this bullshit now. But I still don't think they're gonna win today against the Sparks, and the Sparks down 3 players, I think.
But check this out. It's the same thing I asked this right the other day. If you bring in a championship coach, right? Say just say Becky, right? You bring in Becky. What is going to change in Chicago?
Becky where? Bring her where?
Now, this hypothetical. I ain't saying she's
you can't use Becky. You can't use Becky because I know how Becky is. Becky wouldn't choose that shit either.
All right, so you pick a coach, right? Whatever championship coach you ideally pick up. If you could pick Gino, you could pick whoever. If you put him in Chicago, it's gonna look the same.
Listen,
what? You still got acquired talent.
After you put Gino name in there, I'm gonna do like Gino did when he seen Caitlin Clark before halftime. I'm not watching this shit no more. I'll see you later.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying
the front office. So until that front office gets fixed, and you can throw everything out the window. It does not matter who the coach is. Until the front office
is fixed,
it ain't gonna matter.
Here's the thing, Ghost. Marsh does have a good progression on his resume. The problem, and Marsh probably would have been a good first-year coach somewhere else, but not in Chicago. We just saw that not work. And you saw a first-year coach, that had experience in the NBA, just like he had. But you also saw a first-year coach in Chicago that had experience playing in this league, which Tyler doesn't even have. Right? He can't, even though it was years ago, he can't even relate to that. So he brought in somebody that related less to what it is that they're trying to do with. I don't even know if I would say that he had the same amount of experience as Teresa Witherspoon, just because of the number of years that she's been around basketball compared to the number of years that he's been alive. So my problem with bringing in Tyler was you could have stayed with Teresa. You did not level up or do anything that you said you were going to do at the coaching level.
Yep.
So I don't care what you do with the personnel until you address what it is you said you was going to do with the leadership in this place.
And they're not going to do nothing with it. They're not going to do nothing with the leadership. So if you're trying to win a championship while Miller and Angel there, because they're not going to be there for a long time, because you're telling them one thing and then you're doing a whole nother thing. You gotta make trades. You gotta make some bad trades and put some parts together and hope it works. That's all you can do, because they're not changing the management. They're not changing ownership. So they ain't really got shit. And then, like Rob said, Candace, they won that by luck because Candace said, I choose you to play for. It wasn't they chose Candace. Candace chose Chicago. Chicago wasn't nowhere near finna grab Candace. That's why Candace played there for them couple years and she was out the door, because she already seen the bullshit. She already seen the bullshit.
I says we got a super chat from ST.
I don't know who that's for. Y'all can read your super chat.
It's a super chat. That's all I know. It don't really matter. I'll read it. Do you think Tyler?
I don't know who. Yeah, I don't know who it's to.
Yeah. Do you think Tyler will be fired tonight if the Sky lose, or does the Sky need to blow out the sparks for this to happen? Seriously, how do we get this man fired? Listen,
it's gonna be 15 games. It's gonna be with 15 games. Like if 15 games, if he's still getting blown out or he's not winning or doing something, then yes, he will be fired. And the coach who can't dress will be the next coach.
All right, but see, here's the thing though. All right, so Tyler, right, in his situation, and Dallas in his situation. Dallas 0-4. You know what I'm saying? So somebody got to put some pressure on Dallas and Kurt Miller down there because it's looking worse in Dallas than it is in Chicago.
And they got more talent than we do. You got more talent.
We got to talk about it.
I'm just saying.
We got to talk about it.
You got Nola. You got Nola as the first chair next to him with her paper. That's the second chair. And then you got the third chair that's next to them. So, hey, they not doing good and they got talent. So I'm just saying, like, what are they going to do? Like his lineups are so bad. Like once they got back in the game, you put Paige and Dejanay back in the game. He just left them out for even longer periods of time. And then I don't know what's his problem with Segrist not playing. Segrist has been out playing all the fours on the team. I don't get it. So if my thing is if you're coaching, I guess they're just using this year as a wash just to try to get Paige up to speed. I guess that's what it is. Then because I don't see nothing else. Because dog, they could be 2-2 right now. Not 0-4.
Hey, they blew some games just off the strength of not taking people off the bench.
Yeah.
It was just nonsense. And then you just flat out just said, I'm not gonna run no offense. Like I'm just gonna put the ball. Like Arike is already 3 for 11, but I'm still gonna keep telling her to shoot instead of letting Paige run the offense. When we've been successful, we came down 4 straight trips and got a bucket. But I'm gonna take the ball out of her hand just so Arike can shine. Like, come on, man. We gotta make some things. But
what about Zaza? Like, you could have been using Zaza. Zaza could have came in, sparked your offense or something. Quinterly could have came in, ran your offense or something, along with Ty Harris. Ty could play the all-star too. So I don't understand what you're doing. And then Big T was giving you some good minutes. You gotta use her when she's actually doing something. You can't just not use her when she's doing her thing when she has to. When she's doing it, it's like, bet, we're going to run you for some extra minutes. But then as soon as you start doing dumb shit, we're going to pull you. You got to, him and Tyler Marsh, I don't think it's a schematic thing that they don't know because they're coaches. They've been around people before who's won. I just think they don't have a feel for the game. And these aren't the right teams they're on to get to learn a feel for the game. That's just me. I don't see it.
Yeah, I see the thing about this, I'm thinking like from a coaching standpoint, I'm looking at this, I'm like, man, everything that you're doing, it just don't make sense to me. Like I'm trying to figure out what makes sense to me. And I'm like, all right, listen, I get that some of these players are rookies, but some of these rookies are better than what you got on the product on the floor.
Bro, I'm playing them.
Hey, listen, I might as well develop. If I'm gonna lose, I might as well lose with developing the rookies that I know I can have some years with, that these veterans gonna end up moving around next season anyway and go to an expansion team. So why even waste my time with that? Let me go ahead and take care of this.
Look, like I told you what I'm doing. I told you in Chicago what I'm doing. I've said this on all my streams this week, so I'm not backtracking. I'm benching Vandersloot. I'm letting Ariel run the one. And I'm letting her decide what she want to do. I'm throwing Maddie in there with Angel and Miller. I don't care. Like, we're losing anyway, so who cares? Like, let's try something. And then I'm going to rotate Becca in. On Awaria, you get 1 minute. If that. You might not even play this game. Kia Nurse, you get probably 2 minutes. You might not even play this game, but I'm going to throw you out there. Bantam, just go get me a Coke and a smile. That's all I need you to do. And Mojo,
she can't do that though. She can't do
she
that.
Can't do that. She
can't do that. Hey, that job already taken care of. That job secure now. Hey, listen, lady with the short skirt on, every hand.
Fast. So in Mojo, like, I can't call you Mojo. I'm just gonna call you. I can't even call you Juju because Juju raw. Listen, like you just bad. Like you just gotta move. We just gotta move you like to the press box or somewhere. Just stay away. Like maybe your bad luck will make the make the front office actually grow a brain. So let's put her next to them so it'll counteract one another. Like we need that shit. Cause like I don't know what she's doing here.
You know the bad part about it is Chicago can cut some of these players, right? And they can really bring in some they can really bring in some free agencies.
I know they can
truly help them right now and win, but they ain't trying to win.
They're not. Listen, this is what they were doing. I'm gonna break this down to everybody. I'm not gonna save it for my channel. I'm gonna let y'all know now. Jeff dumbass ran a ruse on all of us. What he did was make it seem like, okay, we're going to try to be competitive and we're going to do something in the playoffs. That's why he traded the third pick. He didn't trade the third pick because it was, he just did that to try to make a con job look like he actually did something when he didn't. He just sent it over there to help his buddy out who backstabbed Teaspoon last year. Now he's doing good. So that's the only reason why he did the shit. He didn't do the shit just to say we gonna win and everything. He don't care. That's why he got Sifka. When he drafted Sifka, that's when I knew the fix was in. I knew it. I knew it right there. Everybody was like, why are you so mad and why would you draft a play? Okay, if I'm telling you, Rob, we going to the best restaurant. It's going to be women there. It's going to be drinks. Auntie, bring the guards, everything. And we get there, it ain't shit in that bitch. But I made you believe we was finna have a good time. And now y'all getting that bitch. Auntie cussing me out. You got your head, you can move your head to the front. That's what they do.
I'd have left you right at that goddamn building.
Exactly.
I catch the wrong way home. I'm out.
You drafted Sifka, and then you drafted a player who ain't finna play till next year anyway, Koulibaly. So he did that to make people not say, I'm not finna pay to go watch this shit because you just lost Kennedy and you just lost Teaspoon. So now the fan base is mad. So he had to do some quick thinking. So he hired Tyler Marsh, hired a black coaching staff, sort of resembles Teaspoon, but they're not Teaspoon, but sort of resembles her. So that's what he did. He ran a play. That's what he did.
All y'all had to do was draft, Citron. And this will look all complete difference.
That's all you had to do. I wanted Citron. You remember I wanted Citron at 3
You think Citron looked the same in Chicago? Well, what's in Chicago?
Yeah. You know why?
Yes.
Listen,
Citron, listen.
Citron. You know why though?
No.
Here's what I'll tell you why. Because the shots that kid nurses getting, those are Citron shots.
She knocking them shots down.
She can guard.
She don't look the same in Chicago.
Nope. They can't guard anybody.
At least I know every Chicago's a mess. On the floor, we're guarding something. I know that, and that gives me opportunity to high advantage through somewhere, right?
Yeah.
It matter where you land too. It matter where you land too. It matter where you land.
But what she's trying to do in Washington, I think she can do that in Chicago.
She can do that anywhere. She's that type of player.
It's not about her skill set. It's about whether it would be allowed and whether it would be supported and how it would be introduced into the Florida team.
You know what? I think
y'all got a lot more confidence.
No, I feel what you're saying.
Than I do.
I feel what you're saying.
It wouldn't look the same with them.
But that will work with. That will work.
The Chicago Sky team don't even make the same. They don't even have the same basketball IQ as a team. So they're not even making the same type plays. They're not even making the same type moves. They don't even have the same type chemistry. They not all locked in. Let's go get it. That's my opinion.
So
I feel you, but I'm saying that will work with a Mabry. Like Mabry needs a situation where it's like that, where you got a stable coach. Citron could play anywhere because she's that type of player. It's already instilled in her what she has to do. She can play in spite of the coach. The coach doesn't like the coach don't make her be Citron. Citron already got that in her to be that player.
So here's what I say. This what I'm saying.
They need the coach to make them be who they are. Angel, Camilla.
No. The problem in Chicago is they're putting too much on their two young bigs. They didn't go get the right 3-point shooters or the right character for that team. They're two second-year players still figuring it out. Angel and Miller, as great as they are in college and now in the league, they still got to develop. They still have to figure it out. You grabbed the wrong point guard. Vandersloot, you know what they should have grabbed? Natasha Cloud. Natasha Cloud should have got picked over on Vandersloot.
Chicago and the Mystics. You know what it is?
There's a lot of difference. You know why?
Listen, it's Big Mama Steph Dolson and Brittany Sykes. That's making the difference in Washington.
And they got Deladon.
The type of veterans that they have. That's not in Chicago.
And they got that's what I'm saying. They grabbed the wrong veterans. They grabbed the wrong veterans. That's it.
That's what doesn't look the same in Chicago.
I would have grabbed Natasha Cloud. And then I would have grabbed Citron and I would have ran with that and added some more shooters because that's what they need. They don't have a dog at the guard position. They don't. They got nothing but Giuseppe's there.
All right,
that's the problem.
So here's why. If you look at Chicago and how they run their offense and how they're using Kia Nurse, right? You can't tell me that Citron wouldn't look better in what they're currently constructed, what they're doing. If you take out Kia Nurse and Citron, they're going to look better.
Here's the thing. Y'all continue to want to talk to me about just what's going on the court. When we know that what takes place all around makes a difference with how they show up and perform. Kai Copper looks totally different in Phoenix. Why? Not because anything changed with the skill set. She said because they was feeding her before the game. See, all of the mental health part of this shit is important too.
She still didn't look good to me last year. She didn't look good last year.
All of that stuff factors in. She looked better than she did in Chicago.
Kai Copper did not look that good last year. She's going to be better this year because she played out of position. Diana Taurasi was in their way. She couldn't get off.
Y'all play sports too. Y'all know that all of those things factor into how you perform. All of those things.
But Auntie, every place isn't no peaches and roses. Every place ain't Las Vegas or Seattle. It's not.
They don't have to do that.
Well, they got to grow up because you're not going to be put in a situation where you're winning like that. You got to win yourself.
Sure you do. But you can't be set up for failure. And Chicago sets their players up for failure by the way that they have their front office set up. So if you set up from failure from the gate, it don't matter what you do.
What did Michael Jordan do in Chicago? What did he do? Chicago was trash. Hold on. Chicago was trash before Michael Jordan got there. And what did Michael Jordan do to Chicago? He turned it around. Sometimes you have to turn it around.
He didn't turn it around by himself.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And then they brought Scottie Pippen. They brought in Scottie in 87. And they brought Horace in.
Michael didn't bring Michael didn't send Charles away. No, the GM did that. The GM didn't make them goddamn decisions.
So Michael Jordan didn't get him to the playoffs his first year?
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. He didn't get
the culture.
No, but the culture came after the GM made the decision to bring the coaching and the players in that made the change. Remember? Charles had to go. Remember? Michael didn't want Charles to go.
They were going on the right path. They were going, okay, but what I'm saying is they were going on the right path.
Remember that Michael had won the scoring title, and I believe he had right?
Yes, he did. Yes.
And Michael was okay staying with the coach that he was with. But he doesn't get 6 championships, and he doesn't get an opportunity to be who he is if the GM doesn't make the move. Chicago doesn't have a GM that's going to make those moves for Angel and Camilla.
But the GM did, but they blasted the GM then. They said the GM was trash then. Even when, hold up, they said the GM was trash. So we can't have it both ways by giving the GM love.
No. You can say whatever you want to say about Jerry Krause. He made them goddamn.
So what we talking about?
Jerry Krause made them decisions. You can say whatever you want. People talk shit about
6 championships, but everybody said he was a bad GM. Michael said it. Pippen said it. Everybody
the reason they said it was because Michael didn't like him. If he doesn't make those decisions, Michael doesn't have the tools and resources to do what he did. Tell me that.
Auntie, every organization isn't going to start with peaches and cream.
Bro,
it's not.
Bro, I'm not talking about starting with peaches and cream. I'm talking about how you get to the peaches and cream. And how they got to the peaches and cream was the moves that the GM made. Michael was a great talent, but Michael without Jerry Krause doesn't get 6 championships.
And I understand that. But when Michael got there, he instilled that into them to be better. Because they weren't good at all until he got there. The Bulls.
Bro, Jerry Krause made decisions Michael didn't even want him to make the team better. What are you saying?
Understand that. I'm saying that when he got there, that gave them the order to say, okay, we got to bring players in. They drafted, then they traded. So in this situation, Chicago got to trade for their talent to come in. That's what they got to do.
No. First, you got to get the GM that has the IQ to make those moves.
How many smart GMs are in the W?
I don't know.
Exactly. We all don't know. So I'm saying, like, every GM is not smart like the Liberty or the Aces or the Storm.
Chicago right now.
Yeah, Chicago ain't got. Listen. With that bad GM, and I mean not that GM, but that bad front office, they got a championship. I'm just saying they did.
Who?
Chicago. But
you told me that was only because a generational talent walked through the door. It's not a generational talent.
No, they had the team built. Candace just came in and made it better.
Y'all just told me it doesn't happen if Candace doesn't make it happen 10 minutes ago.
Right. If Candace said she was the final piece that got them over the hump. That's all they needed.
Candace is generational. Tell me
we know that. She's top 3, top 5 of all time. We know that.
Tell me the top 3 or top 5 that's walking in there now.
There's none right now.
Right.
They got to trade for somebody because nobody's going to walk into Chicago. Chicago's a dumpster.
Bro, you have to get the GM to be able to do that.
But I'm just saying, if he can trade, but how do we know he can't trade to bring an Arike or a talent of that caliber in? We don't know yet.
How many off seasons have we watched the GM work now? Did he have an off season?
Second one, but this was his real first full one. He didn't have a full one last time. He just got thrown in there.
Next go round.
What you mean next go? Yeah, the next year when we see it, we're gonna see. I don't know if we're gonna be around for that. But I'm saying, all you need is a GM to make that right trade and get somebody in there. You could do something.
You see something in this GM that said he didn't get it right the first time, he didn't get it right the second time, third time around, he got it.
I'm saying he could get somebody in there. He could trade for somebody. He could trade for an Arike or somebody. All you got to do is put up Onaweye bum ass, put up Kia Nurse ass, and all these other bums, and he can make something happen. That's all he got to do.
You confident that he's gonna do that?
No, I'm not. But I'm saying he could.
Oh man, people in hell want ice water too, man. I'm talking about real. I'm talking about something that has real potential.
And some of them crept through the door to get to heaven. They just had to take the long way.
I'm talking about real moves. That's what
I'm saying. All he has to do is get on the phone, and we don't know yet. He could possibly make a trade before the deadline to bring somebody in to change it around. We don't know. I'm saying that if you are a GM, all the GMs ain't good. You got to make a trade to try to turn this around because this roster right now ain't finna do shit. They not. They don't have anybody at the guard position who could just go take over the game. They don't.
Y'all said y'all was getting Arike to go to the playoffs. I said, cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's what he needs to do. Bring Arike in, and then possibly next year we either trade for somebody or bring somebody else in. Because now you just brought a superstar talent in. And if she works well with Angel and Camilla for the rest of the year, you can attract free agents.
So they asking you, what are you getting for them players that you call bums?
Where you getting? Hey, I'm sending some first picks and second with it to bring Arike. You got to. You got to give up some picks because they don't have no value. Bantam has no value. Michaela don't have no value. Who else you got? She looked done to me. Rebecca Allen. So you got to throw some picks in there to dangle for him to want to send Arike to you.
What picks do you have to throw in there?
You got the first round pick for Connecticut, which is a swap, because they're going to end up being 11th or 12th this year. Then you got a pick for the next year after that. That's a first and second round pick you got. So I'm saying you got to try to change. You got to try to trade one of them first rounds or second rounds to bring somebody in. You're going to have to do that because you're not going to bring in the free agents like Las Vegas or anybody else. You're just not. So in order for you to try to attract somebody, you have to bring them in to try to dangle a free agent to come in. And then they're talking about their practice facility is done next year. So if you get that done, you're good. But that's what they have to do. But with this team, they're going 10-34. If that.
The practice facility is done next year, but not ready till the 2027 season, right? It's done into 2026. Is that right?
They said it's going to be ready 2026. That's all I heard.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you're getting Arike for them bums and them picks you talking about, but okay.
Man, you throw a pick in there, trust me, Kurt Miller gonna take it.
All right, that's like LA saying how they gonna get Plum. Like they didn't trade nothing to get Plum. Like we're talking about the WNBA right now, right? There ain't nobody out here trading nobody to get somebody. They just not. And think about it. If you're not one of the top 3 teams in the league, how can you? The only place you can acquire players is through trades. You can't. Ain't nobody walking to no franchise that's not top 3. That's just not as far as star level. So you have to trade
everybody waited for this year at the end of this year to be unrestricted free agents because they don't want to walk into organizations and sign with them because they only want to
they want to go to they're waiting for the CBA. What Rob is saying is that Chicago and places like Chicago, like they don't attract free agents to walk through the door. You're going to have to trade for somebody to come in to try to get somebody else to come. You got to. That's the only way they can do it.
So I was addressing the more generalized in the WNBA what's not going to happen, and I'm saying that I feel like the players decided to set themselves up.
Listen. If you're not
their power at the end of this year, by first making sure that they were all off contract by the end of this season, and that the CBA was changing because they wanted to change what that looks like going forward. So I don't think it's going to look the same. I think it's going to be a very different offseason than we've seen anytime before in the history of this league. And I think that's what people are preparing for. It's not going to be the same old, same old. The WNBA and the way it does business is going to have to look different because these ladies are walking in already brands, already millionaires, and unrivaled, and other options are out there. So the WNBA can't just keep doing business how they did for the last 29 seasons. They got to get on some new shit with this new CBA. That's what I'm looking at. That's my point.
Listen, I get all that, but as currently constructed right now, ain't nobody walking to no franchise unless you top 3. As far as a big name free agent, you got to trade for it. That's just what it is right now. I'm going based upon right now, and we talk about the issues like that's in Dallas.
Here's my other question, though.
There's nobody coming to them franchises.
Here's my other question. Who's doing all of that trading with the player being able to walk away at the end of this year because they're not under contract anymore? Why am I giving up picks for a player that I don't even know if I'm going to keep after this season? What's the benefit of that for me?
You're not going to be prepared. You're not going to be able to protect everybody anyway. So
I'm not talking about.
So here's the thing. Just listen. Even if you keep them on the roster, you might not be able to protect them anyway. So they might walk away with something. So you might as well make a trade now.
Here's the thing. I'm not talking about protecting them. I'm talking about these players opted out of the CBA. And most of these players are at the end of their contracts. So at the end of this year, they're unrestricted anyway. Whether you protect them or not in an expansion draft, where they play next year is entirely up to them. They're after the CBA is done. After the CBA is done, they're unrestricted free agents, which means they can negotiate with whoever they want. Right?
But
why am I trading for a player if I don't necessarily have any rights to them after the end of this season? Why am I giving up? Why am I giving up picks?
Because you're trying to attract more
players. Listen, if you protect the players, you got the rights to those players.
No,
you have to realize that.
Not if you're unrestricted free agent.
What right you still have rights. That's in every league. You still have the rights. Like
the right,
that doesn't change.
The right to what?
You don't know until the new CBA what the rights will be. That's the point. We
don't
know what those rights going to be. So
what is the right? What is the right now to a WNBA unrestricted free agent as currently constructed? What's their right?
You have the right. You have the right that more than likely that player might end up staying with you. What I'm saying to you is in the future, because you're talking about the future. Hold on, listen. Let me finish. Like you're talking about the rights of the future, which could be, hey, if I have the rights to you and out of protection, I can give you more money than other people can as unrestricted free agents.
So what you're saying is they have the right to counter the offer that I get?
That you can get more money from the team that has your rights than you could if you go to a different team.
Right.
Okay. As currently constructed. That's it. I could make a little bit more money than what I'm making right now. Because it's still the top right now is still 249,000, right? That's what you're saying. So if I'm understanding you correctly, the team that I'm with right now could offer me 249,000, and the team that I'm getting ready to go to could only offer me 220,000.
If you accept the 249, you don't have to accept the 249. Right. You can do like Asia did and take less so you can acquire more talent.
No. What I'm saying is the team that I'm with can offer me 249,000 right now. That's constructed. The team that I'm going to could only offer me 220,000. Right. Okay, but I'm a player who came in here with a brand. So I'm not here about the money. I'm here about where I can get the best opportunity to win. Because my main money doesn't come from the WNBA. It comes from Unrivaled. It comes from China. It comes from endorsement deals, right?
I'm glad you said that, right? But you only talk. I'm glad you said that.
So again, why would I trade? And when we're talking about those players, we're talking about those big name players, the Arikes, all of them, right? They're going to have that type of money. Why would I trade for that type of player if it's not about the money for them and they can walk away at the end of this?
I'm glad you said that, right? When you look at this, right, you're talking about the top 10% of the W, right? You don't have to necessarily go get a top 10 player in the league or the top 10 echelon. You can get middle of the pack players that can help you change your franchise, right?
We were talking about Arike, though, right?
Type of players.
We were talking about Chicago getting
I'm talking about Arike.
This is where my point is coming from. We're talking about Arike, not those players. We're talking about top players.
I understand that. But let me finish my point. I know you're ready to keep cutting me off, but let me finish my point.
I didn't understand how we got to the lower tier players if we was at the top tier.
I'm talking about bringing Arike in so you can attract more free agents. Because if you can ball out this year and get your team to the playoffs and show that you're trying to do something, you can attract those players. You're not going to attract those players and you're going like 10 and 34. You're just not with this roster. That's the point I'm making.
I get that in a regular season. This season is different. At the end of this season, everybody's unrestricted free agents, right? Most of the big name players are unrestricted. Your $29,000 that you can offer me different right now, as far as how the CBA is set up, why does that move me to stay there?
Because let's say the CBA passes and they get more money. Arike would be able to get that money there.
We were talking about this from how the CBA is set up right now. So I preface it with the only thing that they can give them right now is a couple more dollars. So if
I understand that. But I'm looking at it from this perspective. That's you and Rod's perspective. This is my perspective. If you trade for an Arike, and let's say you make the playoffs, the CBA changes, you will get, and let's say the contracts go to $1 million or like 800,000 or whatever. you will be able to get that money staying with the team you're with. And then, and hold up, listen. And then you got two young talents in Angel and Miller who contract ain't coming to like 2 years from now. You can make all that money and you're good to go. That's why I would trade.
But that's a totally different situation. I would have a different perspective for that situation. I'm talking about how the CBA was constructed right now. That's what I'm saying. As a player right now in the middle of the season, as a coach, as a GM, why trade for a player if I don't know that I'm going to have them after the end of this year? Why would I give up future picks knowing what's coming in 26 and knowing what's coming in 27 and knowing what's coming in 28? Why would I give up those picks for a player that I don't know that I'm going to have after the end of this season?
Because I don't have a franchise that attracts free agents. So I have to get it the way I can get it. I have to gamble. If you have to gamble, if you don't gamble, then you're going to be out of luck anyway, because you're going to go 10 and 34, and then you ain't going to be able to get no free agent at the end of the year.
So then what I would do is I would draft, but I'm going to pick high in the 26th draft with the talent that's coming in right there. And I may have to build my franchise off that. I may have to build my franchise off picks and not and not trade.
All right,
so it may be a few years.
So I get what you're saying, but what product did showing you that he's going to draft the right person? Because he's just showing you what he did in the last draft, right?
He told you he can't draft.
So here's the thing.
What is going to change differently?
So here's the thing. What is he showed you that he's going to make a good trade? He just made some trades. Y'all don't even want the players that he traded for.
No, I'm cool with the. I'm cool with the play. Hold on, Rob. I'm cool with the play. I'm cool with the players he got if they were on the bench. These are bench players he got starting. The only starters that are on the team is Ariel, Miller, and Angel. I said that before the damn season started, that I don't trust it. Even in the Brazil game, everybody was, oh, Brazil. I'm like, they didn't look good in the Brazil game. So my thing is, if I'm just saying, I'm fine with the talent if they're coming off the bench. I said that before the season. It would have been better. He should have went after Natasha Cloud, in my opinion, than going to trade for Becca Allen. That's all I'm saying.
I get it. And you do got to gamble, but not this year. You don't. Not this year. You don't. This year is a one-off. This year is a total one-off. You gonna risk what's coming in 26, 27, and 28 to get an Arike in Chicago that may walk at the end of the year anyway?
Yeah, if I'm trying to save my job, yeah, I'm
going
to make a risk. I got it.
Right.
Oh,
I'm trying to save my job. I'm going to make a move.
You're fired. You're fired anyway.
No, I'm not. How?
No, if you make the playoffs, and you make that trade, no.
If I make a move, that's buying me time.
Carlton's out of there, y'all. Carlton's out of there.
But you can't say that. If I make a move to improve the roster, I gotta give you time to show me
what you would have to get up. What you would really have.
You can't
really have to give up. I don't think that you can get an Arike without having to really move somebody. I don't think that they taking your bums or some picks. I just don't think so. But if you can pull it off, go ahead.
Auntie, I won't have to start the bums. I could put them on the bench. They're bench players. I can move Ty to the starting lineup. I can move this player to the lineup, Seagrass. So I'm good. I'll bring them over there.
Here's the thing. Kurt and Chris, the spotlight on them too, and it's a bigger spotlight on them because Paige is there. So he fuck around and make a trade and give up Arike for some bums and some picks. He might have his ass up out of there too. So I don't know if people are just gonna be really willing to be like, yo, everybody got to keep him out around here right now. So I don't know.
I don't see it.
If they gonna just pack up and send Arike. I don't see. When they trying to prove they point to that they deserve to be where they at. Kurt just got fired. He just barely didn't go to unemployment this offseason. So I don't know if they're giving up all that.
I see the coach being fired more than Kurt Miller. Kurt Miller will have another year. Yeah. I don't see the coach making it. So that's all I'm saying. So he could make that trade and still be good because he could draft next year. He done brought in some good draft talent. You got Zaza, Quinterly, Paige, So he's brought in the talent so he can buy some time for next year. I'm just saying, if you want to keep your job in Chicago, you got to make a move like that, or you're going to be out the door in like 15 games.
All right, so
I'm just saying.
Here's my question: Do you trust Kirk Miller drafting over the Chicago's GM drafting?
Yes, I do, because you brought in Quinterly, Paige, and Isaiah James. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So would I rather have draft picks or would I rather have players for Arike?
I would rather have players for Arike.
I would rather have draft picks.
No, excuse me, draft picks. Yeah, draft picks, and then I would rather. I thought you were talking about Chicago. I would rather have Arike and got you. I got you.
What I'm saying to you in that situation is, if you watch Kirk Miller's trade history, he normally trades for draft picks anyway when he give away players. So with that being said, why would I trade players when I know he wants draft picks anyway?
Except Kirk just got fired because he fucked up 2 rookies in LA. So he got
but I don't think he really want those rookies. Did he really want those rookies?
But I don't know.
Because he didn't have power in LA. They even said he didn't have power in LA.
Yeah. So then who was it? I
don't know who the GM was. I just know he didn't have the pick or the final say.
Who was it that was mismanaging Zaya Cook and keeping her on the bench? Was it the GM or Kurt?
Well, that was Kurt, because Zaya don't fit his play style, what he wants. That's all that happened.
So what I'm saying is he's shown a track record of mismanagement and mistakes here this last go round. He got to clean that up this go round. He got to clean that up.
But he also built that team up there where Stephanie White getting all the credit for being a great coach too. Hey. So I'm just saying, I don't look at it like that. I look at it body of work. Your body of work shows you can build a team. That's what I look at. I don't look at 1 or 2 mistakes. I look at your whole work.
Okay, so then what happened with your body of work in LA?
His work in LA, I don't think he had the power he has now in Dallas or in Connecticut. I don't think he did.
But here's the thing, though. We comparing apples to oranges.
The season. What you mean?
We're comparing apples to oranges right now.
Like, what are we talking about? Like, I'm confused. Like, I'm confused. Are you talking about, like, I don't believe he had the choices of picking the players they picked. They had a GM in there. He was the coach.
So the GM and the coach don't talk about the personnel?
They do, but that don't mean they mix. Some GMs may have been hired by the old regime, and then you just got there. There's plenty of times.
I give him this year. I don't believe in it, y'all. And I don't
look at Teaspoon. Teaspoon was picked before what's his name? Jeff P. But Jeff P been there for 6 years or 7.
I don't see Arike fixing Chicago. I don't see Arike fixing Chicago. I hope that they make this trade so that we can come back.
They're not gonna make the trade. They're not
gonna make the trade, but yeah, go ahead.
Gonna make this. It's a whole.
They not, because they still.
But here's what I'll say to you.
The way y'all say it will.
No, but they're not gonna make the trade because this is Jeff P. We know what he's gonna do.
I just hope they do, so we can see. I would love to see it play out.
Here's what I'll say to this whole situation. Right, when you talk about Kirk Miller, right, he got a promotion. Whether you agree that he got fired, that's fine. He got a promotion, go to Dallas, and so he got more life on him being a GM than him being a coach right now. What the hell going on in Chicago? Well, both of them could be being fired. And so, and from his eye standpoint, you will want picks for Arike because you're going to build around Paige. So you want to get players, right? You might not have the players that people trying to trade you that can fit around Paige. So you're going to want draft picks because now you can control, what type of players I can go get for Paige. That's all I'm saying in the situation. I think we overlooked that and how I was trying to finish my point off, but those are the things that
I saw what you were saying. You're right. Like Kurt just need to get draft picks so he could build around Paige. We already know what this is. Yeah, I'm just saying hypothetically, and you're hypothetically speaking. That's what I was speaking about, Jeff P.
And I don't think that the Arike to Chicago picks that y'all talking about is the move that Dallas need to make. That's what I was saying. I don't think
that's fine, Auntie. No, I'm not condemning you for that. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. That's logical what you're saying. What you're saying is logical. I'm just saying my point of view. You got your point of view. It's nothing wrong with it.
Condemn? I don't never worry about condemn. I don't
Right,
never worry
right,
about
right,
condemn about
right,
shit that out my mouth. Not ever.
right. I don't give a fuck either. So we good. So we
Yeah,
good. So what I was saying, like
yeah,
that's what Jeff would have to do to me in order to keep his
yeah.
job.
He
But
can make
I
a
don't
trade.
care if he gets fired or not. If he gets fired,
He can make a
I'm
trade.
a clap.
I don't think the trade is for Arike. I just don't. I don't think that fixes. That
All
helps.
right,
I
all
don't
right.
think
So
that helps anyone else.
all right, so here's for everybody. Enrique was just a hypothetical situation. It wasn't, hey,
Yeah,
this is who
I know.
Chicago
Yeah,
needs to
yeah,
be.
I know.
So
Yeah.
this came from Wednesday, right? I use Enrique as an example in a situation of a person. I'm not saying Chicago needs to. I was just using a type of player that Chicago needs: a volume shooter, somebody that they can put into their offense for them to be so. That's how this whole thing got started.
I've been watching them since Brazil. Even if they don't get an Arike, they need to get some type. They need to just. This is what they really need to do. Carlton Banks needs to get up off his ass, grow some goddamn balls, and move Vandersloot ass to the end of the couch, not the bench, end of the couch. And he needs to move Ariel at the one and let her do what she does, because Ariel's not the type who's going to tell you I need to do. She does what the team wants, and that's to a fault. So you have to force her in that position, and then she'll run that position. Then you need to move Kia Nurse to like the bench, either the 8th or the 9th rotation. He really need to just run 8 rotation. That's it. He don't need to go to 9, 10, or 11. He need to lead their ass on the bench. And then he need to go from there, starting Becca Allen, and go from there, because it's not working. Like Vandersloot is too slow. It's not that she's not has a high IQ. She's too slow. She don't play defense. So she's just another cone out there. But you're not scoring like that. So I got to put somebody else out there instead of you.
All right, so I got a question about Dallas, right? Do you think Dallas needs any more help down there? Because I think they got enough help. I just think it's being poorly managed down there.
Their coach is trash. That's the problem. They got the talent, Rob. They got a bench. They should be 2-2 right now, going to be 3 or 4-2. Their coach is dumb. He keeps making the dumbest things. Like, you don't leave Paige on the bench for damn near the whole 4th quarter. You don't leave Dejanay, who's a way better defender than Charles. I give Charles a prop. She did her thing. But you're not better than Dejanay. And then Segrist has been outplaying Alyssa Smith. She's been outplaying Hines Allen. And she's been outplaying T, or whoever you want to put it to 4. She's been outplaying them. He's mismanaging how to put his rotations together. That's his problem.
My thing over this, Segrist should be starting. He should put Smith on the. He should put Smith on the bench. Hines Allen should be a 5 in that situation, right? If you're not gonna go play Big T out there, right? If you got Big T coming off the bench, I think Alyssa Smith fits better with her coming off the bench.
Because you got Ty Harris. You got Ty Harris on the bench who can run the. Everybody know Game Cobb. So throw her out there. You good. He don't know what he's doing. He's lost.
Or what you could do, you could start Ty Harris, Paige, and Arike all together.
I'm good with that.
Because listen, you got JJ sitting on the bench as a point guard. So you how many point guards you need sitting on the bench? Let Paige be comfortable, right? Let Arike be comfortable, because all you doing is running pin down motion screens. That's it. You run a bunch of pin down screens. And so who you running action to? Because if the ball don't go to Arike, you're going to Dejanay, which that's really not her success point of coming downhill with the ball in her left hand. Like, you need to flip-flop them, but
what's up, MJ? Yeah. I agree. Look, listen, I agree. I would bring Quinterly with Dejanay off the bench, and then I would have Ty start. Like, Ty, listen, I'm a huge fan of Ty. I wanted Chicago to go get Ty, because that's the point guard they need. They don't need, she knows how to run the system, and she knows when it's time for me to take over. She has that sense. Paige and Arike to me are better off the ball. They just are. They're better. They're better catching. Paige is better coming down off a screen and hitting that elbow or at the nail. Like, they would be more lethal that way than being what they are right now. Because you got a clash of play styles with Alyssa in there, with Arike in there, and Dejanay in there, and Hines Allen. You don't really have a lot of space or a lot of ways to move. You don't. So you got to go with that lineup. You got to go with Ty. That's what I would do. I'm sorry. I
just see something. I got to speak. Hey, man, all this development they talking about LSU doing, they're looking bad in the W right now. They're looking bad.
Bruh.
Morrow needs to go to the 3.
Yes. She gonna have to. She's too small for the 4.
She out here struggling against Nia Coffee right now.
Yeah, Nia Coffee a dog.
That's one player I wish she was on a different team. Nia Coffee, I wish she's on a different team.
Yeah.
The versatility that she brings on the wing, and she can play the 3 or the 4. She can knock down shots. She can go off the dribble. She got a 1-2 pull up. She gives you every layer of basketball that you're looking for in a glue person. That's Nia Coffee, man. I just wish she was on a different team.
You preach it to the choir. I watch. I know. I know that. But what I'm saying is these coaches, I don't want to hear about this development shit. They're not developing. If you don't get developed in the lower levels, you're not going to make it through college or the pros. You're just not. You got to start from the lower levels. And I keep telling people that. Like you got to. Because you're not gonna change Arike. Arike is she's her. That's what she does. So either Paige or them say, you know what? We're going to sacrifice 5 to 8 shots and we just going to give them all to Arike, or it's not going to work. It's the Allen Iverson syndrome. It's Allen Iverson in Philadelphia. You had to put a bunch of wings and big guards and 5s next to them and tell them, look, y'all can only take about 3 shots, maybe 4 a game. You just got to live with it. And if you can't live with it, you gotta trade her. That's why I said this was gonna be a problem. They need to move Arike somewhere. Man, but honestly, I said Chicago. But I felt your Chicago move because there ain't nobody on there who really want to score the ball.
Yeah.
So who want to score the ball?
Nobody.
Angel at the top of the key open. She's still looking to pass. Miller, she don't even get the ball half the damn time. And then when she actually aggressive, they don't even throw her the ball. So it's like you might as well just get Arike and just let her take all the shots. I'd rather lose that way, somebody going down with the ship. It's just everybody standing around getting blown out by 25. Like, we got to think. We got to stop thinking through emotion and actually look at and think about the game. Like, who out there wants to say, I got it? Kia Nurse went south. She done. Like, she ain't even want to take a shot in the New York game. She just started giving it up. The ball found its way back to her. She just threw it up just to say, here you go. Like, I
listen.
The ball.
I'm
it's terrible.
I'm going to get this. I'm going to say this. I don't think you can trade Arike. Ain't nobody checking for
you can. You can.
As much as, like, we ask this question, should you trade Arike? You can't trade her. Ain't nobody looking for her. And then
where's she gonna fit?
Every time it comes to Team USA basketball, this is why she don't get picked. Because she don't understand how to play with other great players. I just call it what I see. But listen,
she don't.
But see, what always get people is every time she go against Team USA, she drop 30 on them. She's supposed to do that because she ain't passing the ball to nobody else on the floor. So what you expect her to do? That's why they keep putting her on a select team for that reason.
Look, I love watching Arike. She's must-see TV. She can't play. She got to be on a team where it's just her. That's all. Like you can't have another person who takes her shots away. She's not going to function well. So I don't know where she's going to go. I have no idea where she's going to go. I mean, I think
Dallas, they got all the pieces, but I do think they what they should do is trade away Big T, but ain't nobody checking for her either. So it's like the pieces they do got, the tradable pieces they do got, ain't nobody gonna help out Kurt in that situation. So it's gonna take somebody like Golden State, which they ain't finna do that because they trying to get their franchise
Oh
player
no,
next year.
Golden State got a squad right now. They don't need Big T. They don't need it. Veronica Burden is over there shitting on folk. Like her and that late chick off the bench. And now that Salon, the girl from France.
Yeah, she cooking. I'll say this. A team that can use Arike is a team like Seattle. Would they trade for her? No, because her personality is too dominant for the head coach. They wouldn't be able to fit. So it's just Arike should get traded, but will she get traded? No, because you just ain't gonna find the right team.
I don't like her in Seattle because I like that little dynamic with Gabby and Skylar. It's starting to show me something. And Malunga's coming on slowly. And then you got Ezzy. They finally letting Ezzy bring the ball up and do her thing. I want to see how that happens. Now, if it gets 15 games.
Seattle needs a 2. Like, because they need to push Gabby back to the 3.
I agree, but I like Gabby bringing the ball up more. Because when she bring the ball up more, they're dangerous. Because, like, she could, to me, I'm not saying she's better than Skylar as a point, but I like Skylar playing off the ball a lot more because it messes you up, like, defensively on how you're going to hedge your defense or how you're going to approach it, because Gabby could take you off the dribble, get to the next level, and she could shoot. Skylar, we know Skylar, dog. And then Ezzy, they're allowing Nneka and Ezzy to actually spread the floor more instead of just be stuck in the box. So I want to see how that goes in 15 games. But if it's bad, then by 15 games, then yeah, I'll go get a 2. But right now, I want to see how that handles because I like how they played the other night. Like they're figuring it out, and they're actually putting people in the right position. And Zaya, once Zaya get down pat, she's gonna be dangerous off that bench as a 6th or 7th on woman. She's dangerous with the ball in her hand and defensively. Yeah, she need to play a little more. I agree.
Gabby bringing up the ball is just her playing like she's playing in France, like she's playing overseas. They finally figure out, hey, let her bring the, you know what I'm saying?
Let her do it. Bro, she's better that way. She cannot play good off the ball, dog. I'm sorry. I love her to death. I got a huge crush on Gabby. Love you, Gabby. But, baby, you got to keep the ball in your hand.
Big fact.
She don't play good off the ball. She just does it. So Noel Quinn, well, it was really pokey. They basically just said, look, just let her bring the ball up. Because we good. Skylar can play off the ball because Skylar's versatile. She could play with it or without the ball. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I would do. They need to make the third quarter Arike time. Paige needs to be aggressively in the first half. Paige is a feel the game player. If she feels she need to be aggressive, how the game's going, she will be. I'm cool with Paige. My thing is Arike. Arike is the thing. It's the problem because she don't know how to be efficient when it's time to be efficient or it's time to take a shot. She's a person who got to get her motor revved up. She got to take 15, like 5 to 8 shots a quarter. Like she got to, or she's no good for you. Like that's why she jacked up them shots in the Lynx game. Cause she didn't get to touch the ball. So I gotta get it up. I gotta get it up. I gotta get a rhythm. And she did it at the wrong time, but that's Arike.
But here's my thing with Arike, right? If she takes the shots when they actually pass to her, she'll be more efficient. But she has to take a step back dribble or extra step back just to shoot a tougher shot when it's like you already at the 3-point line. Just shoot it. You don't got to step 3 steps back just to shoot
Rob, she's not Jewel Lloyd. Jewel Lloyd could do that. She can't. She just can't. Jewel Lloyd is wired that way because Jewel Lloyd, like, I don't want to be the number 1. I could be the 3 or the 4. Arike is I'm number 1 or it's bust. That's just a mindset.
But see, here's the thing though. When you go into the offseason, you're supposed to work on something, right? And if you're working on shooting in the offseason, you know what I'm saying? You should be able to, when that ball swing, and it's your shot, you're supposed to let that thing fly. You're not supposed to have to take an extra dribble just to take 2 steps backwards, just to shoot an extra 5 feet. You made the shot more difficult for no reason.
Rob, that's our thinking. That's not Arike. Arike finna, she and one, baby. I got it. Auntie, I'm on TV, Auntie. That's Arike. Arike ain't no pass it to me in the corner. That's not her.
So my question, Auntie, what would be the perfect fit for, or ideal fit? And I ain't gonna say perfect. What's the idea you see for AO? You muted.
You muted.
My problem, I don't know. I have no idea. My problem with Arike is, I told you what my problem with Arike is. Arike has a skill set that fits on any team. What's wrong with Arike is how Arike is managed. If you're not going to put a strong coach in there to actually set the tone for the team, I don't care where you send Arike. It's not going to work. It could work in Dallas if you had the leadership that she needs. That's my point. That's my point about Arike. I don't care where you send her. If the coach isn't there that can be in charge and it's going to end up being Arike and the Arikes anyway, it don't matter where you send her. You can send her to Toronto. You can send her to Portland. You can send her to Las Vegas. You can send her anywhere. If the leadership ain't going to be there to really set the tone, then it don't matter. Because to me, Arike, the problem with Arike is not her skill set. It's not that she can't score. Arike went out there and showed y'all in the All-Star game with the best players in the world. If I want to go get it done, I can. I went and dropped 34 on all their heads. And y'all didn't put me on the Olympic team. But I should have been. Because I'm like that. So Arike can do whatever she set her mind to. But she has to have a coach in there that says, hey, that holds her to a standard. Arike has not been held to a standard since she got to the WNBA. That's why Arike gets to do whatever the fuck she wants to do. When you put a coach in there that's gonna hold her to a standard, you can put Arike anywhere because she like that. That's my point about Arike. That's why you can trade her to Chicago, but Carlton Banks can't do nothing with her.
Carlton Banks can't do shit, nothing.
At the end of the day, Carlton will be out there with his Arike jersey on under his jacket, with his Arike shoes on with some Arike pom poms, just like
the pom poms.
What? Hey,
look, man.
Whoa, hey, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Hey, oh yeah, come on, man. I want to have a real conversation about this.
Listen,
we can go back and forth. If you don't put somebody in there that's gonna be like Arike, if you not doing what I need you to do, I'm gonna sit your ass down. You're gonna get the same goddamn thing every time.
Well, she gonna stay then. Well, she gonna stay because there's no coach around the league that can hold her to no standard. None of these coaches can. The only ones I see is Becky or Cheryl Reed, but they not finna spend no time with that.
So Arike came from Guard U, right? Arike came from Guard U. Okay.
Right.
Is there an opportunity because she's older? Is there a situation where she could play with another Notre Dame player that would be able to hold her to a standard? Well, I don't know what to do with her. I don't
know. That's what I said because Auntie, she's too alpha. She's way too out. You gotta be like, you have to be able to manage that, like come at it a different way.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't see nobody doing it. Like Cheryl Reeve and Becky Hammond, outside of those two coaches,
hey, listen,
I don't see nobody able to handle her.
I'm gonna say this about Cheryl Reeves. I see Cheryl Reeves and AO throwing hands. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Throwing hands, Auntie,
in the tunnel.
Auntie, she
She still roll them sleeves up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just
listen. Listen, Cheryl is DDTing her. Like before she get off the plane, she boom, it's over with. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, I'm glad. I'll say this. I'm glad she didn't make Team USA because they would have treated her like Jason Tatum in the Olympics. Her ass would have sat on the last bench seat and never got up off that mug.
Let me ask you this. Would that have changed her attitude?
It would have had to.
Yes, it would have had to. Yeah.
So maybe she needed that then.
Because look at Jason Tatum. He came back dropping bombs on people as soon as he came back. So that's what she needed. She needed that.
Let me give you a perfect comp to AO from the NBA side.
I'm sorry. I'm saying this really quick.
Carmelo Anthony.
Another face injury in this game, y'all. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I listen. What's the name? Ryan Howard out there won a big breast. Like she tore her ACL.
Look, man, listen.
I don't know
You
what they
don't
doing now.
want me. Listen, you don't want me to get started on Ron Howard. I'm so disappointed in Ron Howard. Like
What you
I'm not
disappointed
gonna
for?
say nothing.
What you disappointed for?
Phil Handy can Phil
Nah.
Handy. Hey, oh hell no! Come on, Mondo, stop playing.
Hey, listen. Carmelo Anthony is AO in the WNBA. That's all. I'm telling you what it is. She ain't gonna listen. She ain't gonna figure it out till it's like they gonna blackball her out the league.
So you saying AO daughter? We need to wait for AO daughter. Man, quit playing, Rob. I ain't got time. I'm trying to tell you. I'm not doing this with you right now. We're not gonna see a good Agumba Wale till her daughter get here.
Till the daughter. Yep. Till the daughter. Yep. Because she's too auntie. She's too auntie. Everywhere she's been the number one option. She was the number one option at guard you. She was the number one option when she was younger. She's not gonna change. Like, even if you're a coach like a Becky or somebody, Becky ain't got time for that bullshit. Becky, like, look, this how we gonna do it, or your ass is gone. And she don't have that mindset like that. She don't have it.
All right, listen, Melo didn't figure that shit out until he ended up playing with Team USA. And by the time he wasted a lot of good years in the league before then. And then now it's like, oh damn, I'm trying to win a chip.
At least Melo can say he was one of the greatest Olympians to do it.
Listen.
Hey, AO can't even say that, Rob. AO can't even say that.
But
AO's claim to fame right now is I dropped 34 and a half in the All-Star game. That's it right now.
What
we talking about? That's nasty work, man, for her skill set. That's nasty work.
It is. But if they ever give her a Team USA, she gonna lead them in points. You ain't gotta worry about that. She gonna lead them in points. If they allow her to take it to a game, she gonna lead them in points.
Here's the thing. Arike is a Nike player, right? Why hasn't she been?
You know why?
Why hasn't she been?
You know why?
And my thing is, that reason right there is the same reason ain't nobody checking for her for the trade. That's why.
But I just said that though. I literally just said that. I said
that's why
it ain't gonna happen because of the fact of ain't nobody checking for her.
So but my next thing was this: could Weatherspoon be that coach for her?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I was thinking, too. What time?
Because
why you don't think so? Oh, good.
Because she. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Rob. You got it.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying that I think she would, because Teaspoon would work well with her, because she would motivate, she would challenge her. She needs somebody to challenge her, but it's not a challenge in who's dominant. It's more of a challenge in I want this to be better for you. I want you to make these players better. Like, I'm challenging you to do that. And I think she would go along with that. She needs a teaspoon that's strong to deal with that. Other than that, I don't see nobody else.
You too nice, HD. They get into a fight at first practice. What the hell you talking about? They get into a first practice. Listen, it ain't gonna take nothing but 20 minutes in the practice, and you're gonna be at each other's neck. Nah.
Christian affirmation. I appreciate the support, fam. We appreciate the support.
I just don't like. I like Teaspoon. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if she can discipline Arike at the point of what she needs. Right? She needs more of a discipline. Like, Teaspoon gonna get on her, and she gonna stay on her at the discipline that she needs.
Time, I think she would. This time she would, because she learned her lesson with Kennedy. She did. Like, she did that. I know it's unrivaled, but look, she had Ron Howard playing better than anybody I've seen since Kentucky. Like, I'm dead serious. I haven't seen that Ron Howard since Kentucky. So I believe she could, because she learned her lesson. She like, okay, I can't be nice. And then she would go in there, get in with AO, and she would challenge her and hold her accountable. The problem was AO had that Marina Mabry food, and it messed up. So all I'm saying is I think it will work. I think it will work with Teaspoon.
So here's the next option, right? It's only gonna work if she's got better players around her. If Arike, if the roster currently constructed, you talking about bringing Teaspoon in her, it ain't gonna work.
Well, with this roster, no, not with this roster. No,
it ain't gonna.
No, not with this roster. She got to be on a roster. She got to be on a roster like the Lynx, Aces, or Storm, like built like that in order for it to work. It has to be like that.
Because first thing she gonna try to do is feel like, hey, she a dog. What can you tell her? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we ain't got the pieces because AO still got one of them factors of like, I still got that Kobe mentality. Like, if you ain't in the gym, you ain't putting the reps in, I'm not passing you the ball. So how you gonna get that up out of her? You know what I'm saying? You still ain't improved the roster with that type of. It's gonna
That's what I'm saying. You would have to put her around. Oh, my bad. What you saying, Auntie?
No, I was gonna ask y'all, who is it? Who put somebody around it? I couldn't tell y'all a coach. Put the people around it. Anybody in the WNBA. If you could build a team around, and I'm not talking about no super team or something, nothing like that.
No, I know what you're saying.
A team that makes sense. What are those complementary pieces for her?
I'll give her Angel Reese. That's one. I matter of fact, I'll put her with Ariel Atkins. To be honest with you, Ariel Atkins and Angel Reese.
Ariel would fit with her. Yeah,
would be two solid pieces. A center. I think you have to go like somebody like a Tina Charles in that situation.
Yeah.
Somebody they understand, hey man, I'm gonna go get every board out there just like Angel Reese, but I could be enough to score enough buckets.
Right.
Because I think she'll respect that like that. And then the fifth person,
that veteranship, you need that veteran there. Yeah, that will work. The wing.
It's really what you want. You want a wing or do you want a point guard in that situation, really? But you got Ariel Atkins.
Okay.
My fifth person though. My fifth person, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll probably put Alicia Gray out there. I'll put Alicia Gray, Ariel Atkins, AO, Angel Reese, and Tina Charles. That's what I'll go with.
I would say Alicia Gray.
Four A's in the T. 4 A's in the T. Okay, 4 A's in the T.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. AO. Good for the locker room, bad for the locker room, indifferent for the locker room.
You don't
I don't think she's bad for the locker room. It's just that she's just.
I've never heard anything negative.
She's not
about,
a bad.
in the locker
room. She's not messing your team up. It's just that she just take a lot of shots. That's all it is.
Here's my thing with AO. She's not bad. She's not bad for the locker room because she want to listen. She want to go kick it, but she want to hoop. Like she like KD. I just want to go hoop. But she got that Kobe mentality that. Hey, if I don't see you putting the work in, I'd rather just shoot this shit because I've been in the gym and I ain't seen you.
So is that good? Is that good for a young player or not? Just trying to
like an Angel. Yeah, that will work with Angel. That will work with Angel. That will work with Alicia. That will work with Ariel Atkins. Those players.
No. I mean like a Isaiah, a Sonia. I'm talking about rookies.
That will if they work hard. If they work hard, but if they're not working hard, then no, it don't work for them. But if they work hard, then like she would bring them in if they're working hard. But if they're not working hard, man, Arike gonna be like, get your ass at the end of the bench. That's what she gonna say.
I don't think that Arike is bad in the locker room, but I think that Arike works better with young players that have pro habits. So if you come into the league already with pro habits, knowing how to be a pro, then she works well for you. If you are a player coming in and you need a damn somebody to take you under their wing, a mentor. I don't know that Arike. Not that she doesn't. I don't know that she's the person for that. Only because she has so many other things going on, right?
I'll give you an example.
And your approach to what you said, her approach was like, I want to hoop. We hooping. Let's go. So
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. If they would have kept Brown over Big T, they look a lot better.
Exactly. That's what I said too, Rob. Brown out there balling.
T want to be lazy. That's the difference.
Brown out there hooping with Mercury, dog. She running. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell is this?
but hey, listen though. She was when it was just her and Arike on the floor at Dallas last year. When they took Satu and Howard was hurt, when both of them was hurt, and it was just them, they was out there. They was balling. They just chose the wrong. They chose the wrong big.
Then they brought Odyssey Sims. Sims in for that time. Look, Satu was lazy. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Satu didn't want to play with Arike.
She wasn't healthy though. She wasn't healthy though, too.
She wasn't healthy too, right?
Okay, yeah, but it's also hard to play with your ex. See, a lot of stuff factors in. It's a lot of stuff that factor in, especially when you got, and people don't want to talk about it. A lot of work and action in the locker room amongst teammates. So when I talk about how people get along on and off the floor, and if they can manage everything that's going on, it ain't just about the X's and O's that I'm talking about.
Exactly.
See, some stuff that spills over into the locker room in the WNBA that you don't hear talked about in the NBA. I'm not gonna say that it ain't spilling over in the NBA.
It's always the work now.
It's some of them going home with each other too. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah, it is
Sunday, okay.
Yeah, it is,
so,
especially this new day and age too.
So it's some of them going home with each other too. So when I talk about the dynamics of being able to manage all of that, it is all of those things that factor into what turns up on the court, right? So when I say Carlton he ain't ready for that, he ain't ready. When you look at, we used to go together, now we don't go together. I pass you the ball, sometimes you, sometimes me. My shoulder hurt. I don't want to be here no more, but do my shoulder really hurt because I'm hooping in pairs? Like all of them things. But then when I got back, I really wasn't hooping again. So there we go.
Hey, so Seth, I got a question. Now that you brought this up, you open this door.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's go.
Dejanay and Alyssa Smith only got done in Dallas.
Yep.
You see that dynamic? They messed up a lot of games for them because of that.
Yes.
Yeah, but they got to figure out how they're gonna manage that. Chris, can you manage that?
No.
But then HD, you said that you think that's good. That Chris got a partner in the what you call Kurt?
Yeah, he calls Kurt for his daily allowance. Yeah.
So and then so we just had who was that yesterday? Was that Indiana? Indiana was talking about how they wanted to make sure that they had got the couple together and Charisma's partner was there.
All they gotta do is go get Sophie Cunningham now. Go get Sophie Cunningham down in Dallas.
These is all real. These is real things.
They not getting rid. They not bringing Sophie from Indiana. They love that white girl too much. It was just a joke. I know.
I just bring her down to Dallas. She'll straighten all that out for you.
Leave Sophie alone. Leave Sophie alone right now. Leave Sophie alone.
She'll straighten it all out for you. I bet everything up in the locker room straightened out.
Sophie say, wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. That's what Sophie say. Wasn't me.
And she gonna put out a political statement after it all get done too.
You better believe it. Rewind, what's up? 177 in the chat, y'all. Run them likes up for us. Run them likes up for us on all the platforms. When you hit the like, hit the share. They both right there. Hit the like and the share. They both right there. She couldn't leave us in mind that time.
Listen, I do think they need to trade either Alyssa Smith or Dejanay. One of them two got to go.
I don't know.
Melissa Smith. I'm trading Melissa Smith.
Here's the thing, though.
But nobody wants Melissa Smith.
Are you? Because it looked like Paige like playing with Alyssa Smith. It looked like Alyssa Smith and Paige work on the floor together.
Then you take Currency out the starting lineup then.
Oh well.
Well, because then it's like this. When them two on the court, they just looking to pass this ball to them two. It could be somebody wide open, and a lot of times it's been somebody wide open for a shot. But Dejanay will not. She will force a turnover to try to throw it to her. They're like, "Come on, dog."
But she ain't trying to hear that shit at home because she saw that shit. She saw that shit with AT and DB last year.
Man, we know what's up. Yeah.
We know what's up, but look, okay, like I'd rather bench Alyssa Smith than Dejanay. I'm sorry, Dejanay does way too much on the other end of the floor to bench her. I'm sorry. Because I got a couple other players who could do better than what Alyssa doing. Segrist is better. Hines Allen's better. They just are. Like Alyssa's okay. Like she'll have her moments where she'll get in a rhythm, but I could find another one of her.
How has Paige looked on the floor with those other players you talking about?
Paige has been fine with either if it's Dejanay, Segrist. When Segrist is in there instead of Alyssa Smith, that lineup is a whole lot better. And when she's in there with Ty or Paige is fine. The problem with Paige is it's down the stretch. It's her or Arike. Like which one's gonna have the ball? that dynamic is messing everything up. And instead of coach whatever surfer guy, if he would have put the pecking order out there, which I see Tyler Marsh hasn't done, then it would have been a lot better. But he's not doing it because I think he's scared of Arike. I see it.
Yeah, but
he's scared.
Once you take Arike off the floor, Dallas is a completely different other team.
Different team.
With as long as Paige is on the floor, I said this, as long as Paige is on the floor, they look like, hey, we trying to go get it. But then we can come back in the game.
But he like Auntie said this. He is like Carlton. They have no bounds. No bounds. That go for bowels and balls. Like all together. They ain't got none.
So he can't. He feel berries is what you call it.
Feel berries.
He feel berries is what you call it.
He feels berries. He's soft. He's not gonna do nothing. Listen, Rob. He walk on the sideline. He be even scared to walk across Arike. He be scared.
Just poke him, man.
Nola's paper scared of Arike. When she talk to Arike, she makes sure the paper out the way because she don't want Arike just to say, bitch.
Hey, they looking at the script. Hey, she only supposed to play 28 minutes. She go 0.5 over. It's a problem. Man, fuck that script, man. We trying to win a basketball game, man. I get tired of seeing people rolling up a paper, man. Throw that out the window, man. Hey,
this ain't football. Listen, I've seen that in football. I've never seen a basketball coach with a paper like the head coach. I've never seen him hold the paper.
Bro, they roll that mug up, they folding it up, they whip it out their back pocket, the side pocket, get to looking at it, reading it like, man, what is finna change, dog? hey, listen, you know it's adjustments in games, right, man? The hell what the script say? Hey, this is how we ran all the numbers for 100 times. We ran the numbers of this lineup we should play at this time. Man, what? Come on, dog. Throw that shit out the window, man.
Look, you have to look. You
Did
have
tell you who
to
gonna be in foul trouble? Shit.
Right. So my thing is, listen, they're gonna probably win some games. I think they're gonna beat us twice because we're just trash. I think we're gonna lose the day 2 to the Sparks. So I think they'll get those 2 wins, and then they're gonna keep losing until they win again because he don't have it to say, look, Arike, you got to stop shooting. Arike gonna give him an attitude. Like he don't know how to handle that. He don't. Like if you got to have a coach in there. If Kurt Miller, I think, was the one coaching, he could get to Arike, but he don't want to coach no more. He like, F it. I want to be up here in the box chilling, drinking my margarita.
But the analytics say.
Right. And the analytics is bullshit. Nobody want to hear that shit. Nobody want to hear that bullshit. Talk about analytics. Nigga, analytically, you need to coach better, nigga. That's the analytics.
Man, hey, listen, the analytics say don't shoot from this spot. The analytics say if you get the ball, you're supposed to and then pass that thing off.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? Rob, you're supposed to do all this, you know.
Rob, you know what we did back in the day? I would tell the dude, like, oh, you hot from that spot? I'm going to set this screen and give you a handoff. Let that bitch fly every time. And guess what? We was blowing niggas off the court. That's what you do. I don't need all that 2K shit.
Hey, here's my theory. Hey, if you don't shoot it, I'm pulling you out the game. So you best off shooting that ball and just let me be mad because you shot it and you gave us the opportunity to go rebound it versus you not shooting it and it come a live turnover and they're going to go score on the other end.
Listen, let us do Chicago. Listen, you the coach. I'm the first chair. Auntie the GM with the guard with her swisher. We'll turn that bitch around right now. We ready.
Listen, Angie, you got one opportunity to stand at the top of the key with a wide open jump shot and not take it. I promise you gonna come sit right next to me and watch the game. Shoot that thing.
She looking. I'm like, Angel, just shoot it. I don't care if you go 1 for 80. Shoot that bitch. Because you're going to get me 12 rebounds. Just shoot it.
Hey, listen, these coaches too nice. Because I'm telling you right now.
They too nice.
Hey, listen, listen, you could just play simple basketball and win a lot of these games. Like, you don't really, like, I try to tell people, you really don't have to be the best X and O coach in the W right now. Like, you can literally just win off fundamental basketball. Because a lot of these players ain't even doing fundamental stuff. Rob, losing games.
Rob and Auntie, let's be honest. There's only really 3 good coaches in the W. Let's be honest. It's Becky, Cheryl, and Sandy. I mean, Sandy, whatever her name is in New York.
I'm not giving you 3. I'm giving you 2. I'm not giving you 3.
Okay, so we going like that today then. Okay, Becky and Cheryl. That's it. So who else? There's nobody else. The whole W is like no coaching.
So I'm gonna say I do feel like Sandy Brondello coach, because Sandy Brondello was the only one who had some rookies playing in the playoffs. She let her rookies play. I see they look better this year than they did at the end of last year. But I'm gonna ask you this: tell me about your favorite. Tell me about that time Becky coached her ass off. Tell me about that coaching moment that you saw from Becky in the WNBA.
I can tell you last year she did. The year before that, like the year they didn't have Candace. When Candace went down, that was one of her best coaching seasons. When they made it all the way to the chip, they lost. Did they win that chip? No, they actually won that year. They had Heavy out. Candace was gone. Like, that was the year she really coached her ass off. I felt like Asia put them on her back, and they won in spite of. It didn't matter who the coach was when Asia got to the finals. Asia was going Asia. It didn't matter. That's how it looked to me. Okay,
I feel you, but Sally's like the same way. She had DT and them, and then she went to another stack squad. So if you're gonna say that, then you got to say that for her too. Because I didn't see last year. To me, what happened was
what I'm saying about Brondello is Brondello's bench was ready. Brondello's bench was ready and deep and prepared, and Becky's wasn't.
It was right. But Becky wasn't the GM.
Becky had pieces in. We bought pieces in, sent pieces out that never even hit the floor.
But here's the difference. But here's the difference, though, is one of them has an actual GM that's making moves, and one of them don't. That's the difference. So when you talk about coaching and doing stuff with less, how deep can you really go, right? The more you can go deep, it's just showing that, like, hey, your GM doing their job. They doing what they supposed to do. So they give you every opportunity for you to be successful. Now, if you fail, it's on you. You can't blame nobody else.
I don't know. I didn't hear Becky say, like, yo, they bringing in people I didn't want. Like,
I didn't say she
did. To me, last year they had a GM. To me, last year the GM brought in players that sat on our bench that never even hit the floor, and then they was out of there. When I'm looking at Brondello, when it got to the playoffs, Marquisha Davis played. Sherrard played, like, in the playoffs as part of a run to the championship. So I got to give her credit for that. At least she took a chance on her rookies, and she did some development happened within a year that allowed them to be able to hit the floor during the playoffs. So,
but I
gotta give Sandy that. I'm not saying that Becky's not a good coach. I'm just saying Becky Becky came in and inherited a team that Bill and Beard had already built. So Becky to me is more closer to a Steve Kerr than she is to an excellent coach. Did she add 3-point? Did she let the 3-point ball go a little bit more in Las Vegas? Yes. But other than that, what happened?
Okay, so you're saying it's like Steve Kerr with Draymond is basically the brains of the operation. In this case, it would be Chelsea, and then you got Asia, who's the best player in the world. I got you.
I love Becky, but
I say this to Sandy though. Sandy hasn't done enough.
No. You good? I got what you're saying, but with is it Sandy or Sally? It's Sandy, right? Sandy. Okay. I give her this. I give her this too because I just thought about it. Sabrina was having probably the worst games or worst probably playoffs or like in history, but she still gave her the confidence and still stuck with her. So a lot of other coaches would have pulled her out by then and just said, sit on the end. So I mean, yeah, but
and she left.
her thing is,
We didn't see Phoebich coming last year. We didn't see
so,
Phoebich coming last year for New York.
So
no.
you giving credit for having more players is what we giving credit for?
I'm giving credit for the development and the availability of a
because if you think about it, you know, her thing is she had the players, Rob, but also think about it. There's a lot of coaches that don't go to their bench like that. They don't dig deep and say, I'm gonna try this out.
But she didn't have to go as deep though. The thing about it is your top thing about it, you had
Benaje, Kayla Thornton.
Yeah, you had the veteran people that's been there, right? So how much coaching do you really have to do in that sense, right? If I'm deeper than you,
wouldn't I say the same thing about Becky the year before? Candace got you damn near to the playoffs. Oh, you got nothing but vets. Like I said, you won your championship. They won the championship in spite of. You had the best player in the world and the point guard. Plus Candace, generational
but Candace didn't even.
How much coaching
didn't even
did you really have to do? But here's the thing: Candace didn't play. But if you go back, even the players talk about what was missed from Candace wasn't even Candace on the floor. It was Candace on the bench. It was Candace being the coach. It was Candace being being that voice of what I'm seeing and what you need to do. It was the leadership that Candace brought in.
New York got that too, though. New York got Brianna Stewart, who's considered probably the second or third best in the world. JJ is considered a top 5, top 10.
You know what else? You know what else? And Stewie had a bum knee last year. So all I'm asking is if Becky is the best one in the W, tell me her best coaching moment.
No, I didn't say she's the best one. I got the pecking order. Cheryl Reeve, Sandy and Becky are kind of whatever 2, 3, whatever you want to make them. I got Cheryl Reeve as the best coach because Cheryl Reeve did a lot. That roster is to me a bunch of parts, and she makes that roster like incredible. Like, look, like Courtney Williams just had a 19-0. You know what I'm saying? And then she had a bad game. Heidemann, here's the offense, and Heidemann bring them home. I'm sorry, Cheryl Reeve is the best coach in the W. I'm sorry.
I like Cheryl Reeve as a coach. Yeah. I like Becky as a coach. I like Sandy as a coach. I
like all three. Yeah, but I don't have Becky as the number one. That's all I'm saying. I got Becky 2 or 3 with Sandy. It's mixed with me, but I Cheryl Reeve to me, I got 1 because I've seen Cheryl Reeve do it with a squad that's stacked and then a squad that's not. Like she still was able to keep a tough competitive team together, which is incredible because you don't see that from a lot of coaches that's been in the league over time. Usually they age out. They age out of being able to still connect to some of the younger talent. She's still able to do that. So I got Cheryl 1. That's me.
Cheryl ain't taking no chance with no young people either. I'm surprised Peely playing right now.
She ain't taking no chance with no young people. She's
not playing Peely like that.
She's not going deep in her bench. None of that. Somebody remind me. Candace was in Las Vegas for 2 years, correct?
Yeah.
Because I seen somebody comment in the chat that Las Vegas went back to back until Candace retired. Candace was only there for one of those years that they won.
Which is the second year.
Yeah, the next year she left, right? So
no, she retired. She retired. Well,
was she retired?
Yeah, she retired.
Yeah, okay.
She won the chip. Right. Because she didn't play in the championship. They got rid of Dirk. Yeah, because they had Dirk. They had Hamby the first year, and then they got rid of Hamby.
She got hurt.
Yeah, they brought in Candace, and then Candace retired last year.
At the
beginning of last season, which that's why they didn't get there. That's why the GM didn't go out and make no moves.
That's why they didn't get to the tree.
The GM didn't go make no moves because they thought Candace was going to play, and she waited all the way up until the season opener to say she wasn't playing. Mm-hmm. But by the time then, you can't go get nobody. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yeah. Tremendous loss. Right. Tremendous loss. Yeah. On the floor and off the floor. What W players are y'all cutting bait on? Man.
You can't really cut bait on nobody. I mean, listen, they're not really going to start. We got to wait 15 to 20 games to decide what's going to happen or not. Like, because there's some teams who look trash right now. Look, Washington was trash last year, and then they turned it around once they got pieces coming back game by game. And even before those pieces got back, they started winning. So anything can happen. So I don't know who you cut bait with. Me, I wouldn't cut bait with Vandersloot. A lot of Sky fans saying cut. Vandersloot will be good off the bench. I really think she'll be better off the bench for Michaela and them. You need somebody starting that's like faster pace who could come and shoot. That's what you need. That's all you need. She just can't play defense. She just can't do right now. And she's playing too many minutes.
So my thing is, what is the real issue with Vandersloot? Because I feel like people making an issue more with Vandersloot than what it really is. Like, she ain't the issue. Right. She really ain't the issue. The real issue is the wings is what y'all really got the problem.
That's the issue. The wings. Listen, if you go back and watch, Rob, we attempted 27 and then I think 33s. If you make 15 or 16 of them threes, the games are different. Because New York really just played the same way they played Indiana against us. They just got cold in the third quarter. So I'm just saying, like, I see it from that standpoint. If they could get hot, I think if they can get hot today, then these games against Dallas and move on. Because really, all these teams are beatable right now. There's really no team that's saying, all right, you can't beat us. You could beat any of these teams any given night. That's how I look at it. I don't really see a team separating themselves from the pack like that. Maybe 15 games from now, we'll see it.
I say this. It's the biggest issue for me is just defensive first. That's the first issue, right?
Trash. It's trash.
Defensive in the half court, defensive in transition. You got to fix those areas, right? You fix those areas that can help you offensive wise. And that's
exactly.
You can't do nothing until you change the defense, right? Whether that's defensive scheme, whether it's matchups, whatever that looks like, you got to change that end of the first to elevate the level of play offensive wise. Because when you have defensive energy, shots start to fall, energy starts to be better on offense. You start to play unselfish. That's why they always tell you, hey, get the big man involved. Because if the big man's involved, they get active on the glass for you, so they can go get them loose rebounds. They can go get them hard. They do the dirty stuff for you. So all you got to do is better outlet. Hey, we in transition, let it fly. But they got to fix the defensive end. That's what a real issue is.
But the thing is, the reason why I want Sloop coming off the bench, I think she would help Michaela and them better than an HVL. HVL to me would fit better with Angel, Ariel, and them more than that, because the bench just really need a floor general. They ain't got one. Well, once you go to the bench, you ain't got nobody running nothing.
All right, so I'll ask you this. Do you think, because y'all got Mo Jefferson over there, right? Do you think her being hurt is hurting y'all second unit? Because that's who they brought in for the second unit.
Okay, but even if she's healthy, she's not going to be healthy that long. She's going to get hurt.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
It's just her body. Like her body. Mojo can play. Her body just can't play. That's it. She got the mind. She got the skill. Her body just won't say, let's go today. She wants to go, but her body can't.
And you know what you should do? You should go ahead and trade her to something and send her on over to Golden State for somebody.
But I would do the same thing, but I don't know if Jeff to me is an idiot. I don't know. He doesn't know how to see the talent like all of us do on this panel. He doesn't know how to look for them gems to me. To me, he listens to what people tell him and he'll look at some highlights. I don't really think he watched full games like that, because he just don't come off as a GM like that to me. But he just comes off as a guy who just looks the part. That's like he was put there because they feel comfortable with him there instead of he earned that job. I don't think he earned it. I think if James Wade said, I'm coming back today, they would bring James Wade back. Like, yo, come on, James. They would.
But here's the thing, AC. You got to
Where
think
is
about,
James?
right? He's in the
He's in
NBA.
Toronto. He's in Toronto, I
Oh,
think.
he left the dub. He left the dub.
Yeah, he left.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
so
yeah. He left.
here's what I'll say to you, AD, in this situation. And you don't know what the upper leadership is telling this man what to do, because
I agree with that too.
They do have some say so on who you can put a string on and who to play.
Right.
As much as people be like, man, it's the GM, and you fire the GM, and then the next GM do the same exact thing.
That's right. Yep.
The ownership is telling them to do that. So the people that's really should be taking the blame, it should be the ownership. But we skip over them because they always, oh man, the GM make all the moves. But hey, guess what? The owners got some type of say so, right? Because they got to write them checks, right? They're gonna tell you who they want to write them checks on, who they don't want to write them on.
The owners got so mad, they got so afraid because of that situation with CC and the backlash. They got scared because a lot of their friends in those places are fans of CC. They changed the team into an optic team instead of a playing team. Like, because if I'm a GM, I'm not putting everything on my second year players. I'm just not. I'm bringing in some real ballers.
I mean, yeah, you are, but that's just the nature of the game. And so when you talk about, and that's why I always say, when you start talking about like the ownership into GM to coach, it's like, man, you can see this a mile away. This is more about the ownership than it is about the GM in the situation.
It is, yeah.
So does he take a lot of heat for? Yeah, but we don't even know if he can pull the strings.
I got a question. I got a question for y'all. What was it? What was it about James Wade that made all of these players want to play for him? What is it that Chicago is missing now? What is it? Because like either and what I don't understand is like, yo, did James fuck everything up, or did James leaving mess everything up?
James leaving messed it up.
Because you had Kai that was there. You had Mabry that was there. You had
James had an eye for talent.
Right? So
James had an eye for talent. Jeff P don't have an eye for talent. Jeff don't have an eye.
It ain't even that. You know what Wade said to them? It's either my way or the highway. Either y'all gonna let me do it the way I want to do it.
So he's that type of guy. That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, that's basically that's all it is.
So he was a I'll sit your ass down kind of guy.
Right, but also
Jeff comes off to me. Jeff comes off to me as a Shirley Temple drinking dude. But he don't come off as a yak guy.
But here's what did it, Sess. When he got bumping heads with the ownership, I'm out. Okay. Y'all figure this out on your own, because guess what? I have delivered a championship, and they try to undermine what he did the following year with how he took the team. So since they want to undermine it, he was like, bet, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get all these pieces and I'm gonna bounce out, and now y'all figure it out.
Okay, so now let me ask this other question. James was the GM and the coach, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So is it that this organization runs better with the GM and the coach being the same person? Right?
I don't know. Because we don't. I got to see how this season turns out to answer that. I can't predict it because to me last year's moves was more desperation to get Kai somewhere nice because Kai delivered them a chip. But to this year in this upcoming, this year is going to prove if he's right for the job, if he could do what it's supposed to do, depending on what the record is. Now, if they make the playoffs somehow, which they still can, then he did a good job. But if they don't, then it's back to the drawing board. You didn't do nothing.
And I'm asking that because we didn't talk more about Chicago ownership in the last season and 5 games than we talked about them ever, right? So to me, it's like James must have been the type of GM coach that was like, hey, just wait till the money hit. The direct deposits is coming. Stay out the way.
Right.
I'm gonna do my thing. Right. And then when he left, then they had to kind of get into the basketball business of things. And they don't really know basketball business.
They don't know basketball.
As much as they know entertainment. So
there's
no adult in the room with basketball operations experience.
Correct.
In Chicago is what it sounds like to me.
Correct. So basically what they're doing is they're basically putting on a show, but they don't know how to put out a product.
All right, so listen, I'm gonna break this down the easiest terms. Chicago was already goddamn cheap, but James, because they were willing to play for James, they was like, all right, cool. But also, James went and got a lot of talent that was playing already over playing C's and brought them in.
Correct.
So it's like when you're talking about overseas players versus American players, it wasn't that he was bringing in American players that wanted to play for him. He was bringing in overseas players that had some American background to come over and play for him. So that's how he was finessing the system because they was already cheap.
So you said James had a type. James had a type. That's what you're saying. James had a type. But it worked for James, though.
He understood the business of basketball, and he knew that his franchise was cheap, and they weren't going to spend the money. So he had to finesse it some way. Hey, guess what? I'm going to spend my time with talking to overseas coaches.
But he finessed it to a championship, though. I'm here about the jury. I told you that's what I'm here about, is the jury. He was able to finesse this organization into a championship that now, 3 years later, 4 years later, they can't even get in the playoffs.
But Sess, they tried to devalue him that next year. They tried to devalue him. That's why he left.
Well, but here's the other thing. Did they look into James? Who the hell hired James? Why can't you repeat that type of hiring then for your own self? This is where I'm at with Chicago. Like, you had somebody in there that was working. It didn't work, but then you couldn't even repeat a good hire.
But also think about this, Sess. He didn't lead them with no rookies. He left them with all vets and overseas players. So when you look at the whole grand scheme of things, unless you got somebody that understands overseas players and vets, you wasting your time. Because that's all you got. It ain't like you got rookies. You can mold them into something for a team. You can't. So now you get a power to Teaspoon and you give her 2 rookies, and they ain't even used to dealing with rookies in Chicago.
Okay. But
so
year,
what you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying to Rob, so what do you think Jeff is? What do you think he is from your personal point of view?
Listen, he was just the one that was sitting in the front office talking about he assistant GM, and he was basically collecting data, but he really wasn't working. Correct. Now you getting to put the pressure on. Now it's time for you to show up and put the work in. Now the owner's like, hey, you ain't got that budget. Your budget's even cheaper. So now it's like, damn. So if my budget's cheaper than Wade's, well, I'm out here with breadcrumbs, but you ain't realized, hey man, go get you some scouting to go scout overseas, to go bring you some players in. They can help you be better because guess what? Who has the talent? If it ain't college, who got the talent? Overseas does. So hire you some overseas scouts to go get you players for the cheap, for the low, that'll come over here and do the work. That's it.
Well, just that simple. I mean, here's my thing though too. This is my other thing. You got an international coach sitting on the bench. Why you didn't bring some of her international players with her?
Because they cheat.
Why didn't you make her the coach?
They didn't have the guts to do that.
Exactly.
That's what. Hey, listen, that's what Connecticut did. Connecticut would have got them an international coach.
Rob, exactly.
I said guts. You said James didn't have the patience to develop rooks.
That's fine, but it worked for him. You can say whatever you want to say about him and Rooks. He'd trade all the picks, do that. It worked for him. He would still be there if the ownership did not devalue him. That's it.
So it wasn't broken. They tried to fix it. Is what you said.
Correct.
Right.
All right. It wasn't broke, and they tried to fix it.
Yeah. Hey, listen,
and Angel and Mela are gonna be singing that Chris Brown.
I says, you know what it was? You know what it was? Hey, I won y'all chip. I got us back to the conference finals. Y'all got to open up the checkbook so we can get this final piece and put us over the top. Because we know we got to compete with the Aces. We know New York is coming. We know Seattle still got a good team. We need this other piece. They didn't want to go spend another piece. They told them, who are you? They basically said, who are you? Hey, man, I just want you a goddamn chip. But who are you?
Yep.
Okay. Right. All right, let me show you how this worked then. So now I'm going to go get all this stuff in the offseason. And then I'm finna stick it to you because I'm finna leave. As soon as the first thing come up and smoking. Because guess what? No matter what you finna pay me, I'm gonna get double or triple that to go be assistant in the NBA. So what we talking about?
You're absolutely right, Shanti. They're they're gonna listen, this is what they're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to do what the Fever did. You gotta fire that GM, you gotta get you a real competent GM. Move Renee to the head coaching spot so you can start getting some of that Nigerian connection in there, the good players, not Onawerie. And then you'll be good to go. That's what you need to do. And if they don't do that, you're gonna lose Angel and Miller. Like they're gone. Like you're not finna keep them there for a while because next year coming, you don't change something. We're probably gonna see two youngsters ask for a trade.
Don't let HD do the talking. He gonna mess up the African connection if he keeps speaking on Michaela like how he's speaking now. Onywary, now if you want, now you got to make up your mind. Now Onywary gonna have to stay if we keeping our connection together.
Nigga, that's fine. Listen, I kept homegirl. You
cannot make statements like the good ones.
Hold up. I kept homegirls around just to holler at their sister or friend. So I done held homeboys around where I needed to get into the connection. Look, listen.
You can't say
that's fine. Listen, but I'm saying is this. You could keep Michaela if we're gonna bring the better players there. Yeah, that's fine. I have no issue with that. But if she's gonna stay, I have no issue.
You gotta be a little bit more politically correct around.
I'm not nice. I'm not nice. Sorry.
You can't throw her away though. We got to keep our connection. That's
what I'm saying. I got Renee already, so if Renee wants to keep you, I'm good. But honestly, we really don't need you. We can go get somebody else.
Not that we need you. Not about that. What do Rob call the college players? You need a GPA player. Now listen.
Right. I feel you, but look. But that's what I'm saying. Look, if Renee wants to keep her, I'm good, Renee. But if Renee
there we go.
Out the door, she out the door.
She can be the ambassador. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay, ambassador. Okay, she'll be the ambassador. She'll be the ambassador.
You got to keep that GPA now. You got to keep that now.
Hey,
look, like I say, I got the inventor, I got the coaching whisperer of them. So I don't really need you unless she want to keep you. I'm just saying, we could get 3 or 4 more of them instead of you. We good.
I see this question, Dave. What does it matter when you got your ring? Only one got a ring as a senior. If you're a champion, you're a champion. What does it matter?
Okay, Dallas ain't win a ring in 40 years, but they got 5 of them hoes. What do y'all have? What do a lot of franchises have? Nothing. So what are we talking about? A ring is a ring. It don't matter if you won it in 1920 or 2020. You got a ring. Y'all got to stop with this moving the goalpost because you want to make somebody look good. Like, come on, we got to stop that. Let's be for real.
Why would one ring look better than the other? If with the logic that you're using right now, Dave, the ring that looked the best right now would be fucking UConn. That's the newest ring. Like,
right. So what are we talking about? Like, it don't make no sense.
He was like, only one got a ring as a senior. I want to understand that part.
They're both important because they're both winners. They're both winners. Like, you look, Camilla and Angel are winners. They're both important. Like, if you win, it don't matter if you won 3 or you won 1. So what? You won.
I must be misunderstanding something. Please tell me what I'm misunderstanding.
Right, because I'm lost. Like, you don't make no goddamn sense. That was the dumbest thing I ever read in my life. Oh, which one's important? Oh, you got this nigga. So they won.
Here's the thing. No, that's not how unimportant rings are. What's the important part of the ring? Okay, now I see your angle. It's not that the rings aren't important, because see, what's important about the ring is that you got the experience and the understanding of how to go and win and finish on the biggest stage, right?
Exactly.
That's the importance of the ring. Whether you learn that when you 20 or 24, I don't give a damn. As long as you got the message. See, I'm gonna be able to use that knowledge over anybody who don't know how to.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. Well, wait, when it comes to draft day, everyone points to the ring. Oh, I don't have ring conversations on draft day. I don't know.
No, I don't either.
I'm not sure who's having these conversations. So I
don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know if you're new here or you don't usually chime in, but
Kelsey Plum on that LA team. She got 2 rings. De'Erica got a ring, I believe. They hold clout. Like, whether you like them or not, they hold clout because they won. They know what it takes to win. They know what it takes to work to win. I don't need a stat patter. I need somebody who wants to win. If you want to put up stats, go to another team. I want to win. If everybody got to score 5 points for us to win, well, damn it, you're going to score 5 points. If you got to score 12 to win, damn it, we're going to score 12. It's what you need to win. How do you win? Aaliyah Boston on that team knows how to win. And to me, it's disrespectful. She should be up for the MVP. I'm going to talk about that later. I've been talking about that all week. She should be up for the MVP conversation this early. So she knows what it takes to win. She can teach Caitlin how to win because Caitlin's never won. She got there, but she never walked through the door. So she got that knowledge and experience to teach you how to win. Asia Wilson can teach you how to win. Angel could teach you how to win. Cardoso could teach you how to win. Vandersloot, as old as she is, I'm still going to listen to Vandersloot. You know why? She got 2 of them boys. So it's that's how you win. It's from that. Arike could teach me something. Even though she a shot chucker, she won before. So you have to sit back and listen to a player to teach you how to win. That's more important than any other thing. I'm keeping Angel and Cardoso. I'm not choosing between one of them because they both got something to bring to winning. That don't make no sense. I'm sorry. Like, that's like Chelsea Gray. I'm taking Chelsea Gray over anybody at point guard. She got 1 with Sparks, 2 with Vegas.
So now y'all want to reduce the national championship down to Caitlin stopped Aaliyah from getting the second one, as if she guarded her.
But she won though.
Did Iowa stop South Carolina from finishing the job? Hell yeah, they did. We didn't have an answer for them. Caitlin gave us 41. She gave us 41. We didn't have a fucking answer for her.
But who cares?
I'm not gonna get into the conversation about
he lost.
There, none of that. When it came down for us to finish the job, we didn't finish, and so we was 1, 2, 3 Cancun for that season. It don't matter. We was 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
Did she finish the job? Did she finish the job?
Yeah, I'm not even talking about her. I'm not even talking about her. I'm just addressing the part.
Right, okay. But why are we talk like she didn't finish the job? So whatever, it's irrelevant. Like she didn't win. Like, listen, if she would have won, I would respect it. But you lost.
Here they go. Now South Carolina had 10 McDonald's All-Americans. Good. Wherever you went and got that.
Okay, well, good. Well, guess what?
Wherever you went and got that quote from, go back and tell them that UConn had goddamn 11.
Well, guess what? Caitlin should have took her ass to a team with 10 All-Americans then.
Here's the other thing. The incandescent one, who's your team?
Like, Caitlin should have took her ass to UConn then.
I definitely want to know who your team is. And when you talk about South Carolina having 10, let's understand that this year UConn had 11.
Okay, but Auntie, like, I don't, that's not an excuse. Like,
here they go digging up the gold medals. Come on, somebody start naming
a gold medal. What gold medal did she win? What gold medal?
Chloe got a gold medal. Joyce got a gold medal. Come on, man, we not
right. Like, what are you talking about? There's other players that won gold medals. Like what?
Yeah. Like y'all got, when y'all come with these narratives, come with some receipts or come with the
right. Like, what are you talking about?
We having a real conversation over here.
Right. We're talking about championships, like titles. She didn't win no title. Yeah, she didn't win none.
Yeah, U18 gold medals. Chante, that's what they talking about. U18s. We got
right, what are we talking about? The U18?
Them sprinkled all throughout college, man. There's a lot. Come on, stop it. They always go to the U18. They always go to that gold medal. She got a gold medal, though. Okay.
All right, I ain't talking. I'm done with that person. If you come to my chat, I'm blocking you because that shit was stupid as fuck. I'm sorry. You getting blocked like U19? That's what we're doing now? Okay. Whatever.
And MVP. So did Joyce. Joyce was MVP last year. Got a gold medal in MVP last year.
whatever. She lost. She was at home like everybody else, ringless. So whatever. Like, what are we talking about?
3 Cancun with the rest of us.
Right. She beat South Carolina and lost. She beat LSU then lost. She's a loser. She puts up big stats. She's a solid stat pattern. She's a loser though. She's a loser. Last night she had a chance to win the game, but she's a loser. She took the 3 instead of putting the ball in the hands of the most clutch person since last year, which was Kelsey Mitchell. But Kelsey Mitchell ain't shit either, so whatever.
Right, bro, listen.
Hey,
She's two seasons away from college now. She's her second year being a pro, and we talking about under 18 gold medals.
Hey, HD, what's a basketball player?
What's a basketball player in my sense?
I mean, I'm just getting to the point, man. Like, what we doing, man? Like,
Bro, I don't even argue that point. Like, I made my videos. I showed you that you guys have a total. Like, look, she's a loser. If she wins, cool. But I'm sorry, like, she still makes dumb plays that you should have been cleaned up and learned from your 2 chips you lost. You didn't lose the chip because LSU and South Carolina had a better team. You lost because you didn't know how to win with your team. That's the problem. It wasn't you weren't good enough. You weren't good enough to make those other players play better.
Hold on. That works. Here's the thing.
Juju Watkins got gold medals.
So here's my question. Okay, so she led her team to 2 title games and lost. What is she then?
She's a loser.
She lost 2 title games. What else do you? She lost those games. What else do you call it?
Hey,
right.
I mean, do you want us to say she almost won? I don't. What is it? What makes it feel better for you? I don't know. She was close, but no cigar. I mean, what the goddamn do you want us to say about it? She played in 2 title games and she lost. That's the same thing we got to say. This is the same thing that South Carolina got to say. We took an L this year.
Everybody.
National champion any other year don't matter. We took an L this year.
Listen, when we talk men basketball, we don't mention losers. We mention best players who won. We mention Russell. We mention Kareem. We mention Kobe. We mention Michael. We mention LeBron, Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain. They won. Doesn't matter how many they lost. They won. She hasn't won. Right now, she's looking like an early Jason Kidd. Until he won, then he could be let through the door. So why do y'all keep giving her passes over losses when we don't give nobody passes? So what are we talking about? Now y'all want to give her a pass because she's white Jesus. Like, bro, like, y'all didn't give LeBron a pass his early years when he lost. Y'all used to destroy LeBron all the time until he won. So what are we talking about?
So Don, I guess you say Don, I'm speaking gibberish because Don choked for losing with all of those Americans, all of those All-Americans. You realize that if it's All-Americans that you're talking about, we lost to a team that had more All-Americans than us. So if it's All-Americans that you're talking about, I got.
What are you talking about?
What are we talking about? If it's the All-Americans,
Don has 3 natties. I don't care if she loses the next 5 years. She's made. She's made.
Yeah.
She's made. So what are we talking about? It doesn't matter. Gino didn't win for 9 years. But guess what? He's made. What are we talking about? Like, we see, I told you, you know what ruined this shit, Rob? Analytics. No getting booty ass niggas, dog. It's them. They ruined it. These nerds, they ruined basketball. They ruined basketball because they wanted to have a debate about their player, but their player couldn't win. So they had to concoct stats and all these narratives to try to make their player better than everybody. That's what happened. That's what happened. I blame them, Rob. I blame them. I blame them.
It's been a fascinating conversation. I got to take a break before my next show.
Yes.
What y'all got coming up?
I'm hopping over to my boy's show. We're finna watch this. We're finna do the gameplay of the Sky game. So, and then I'm going to take my family to the movies.
we hanging out on just sports for the games, and then we got book club. So we talking Uncommon Favor at 8:30, 8:45, and we got
what you doing for the book club?
We reading Uncommon Favor. So we live. We're gonna talk chapter 1 and how
What book that is?
Don Staley's new book. That's Big Drip's new book.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So if you haven't picked it up, pick it up. You
got to
come to the first one, man. Come to the next meeting. But y'all, we gonna reach. We read chapter 1. You should have already read chapter 1. We're gonna talk about that a little bit and just figure out what's the speed and the timeline on how we gonna stretch the rest of the book out. What you got going on, Rob?
Man, I'm finna watch these hoops, man. You know, let these people argue with themselves. Watch these hoops.
You got Colorado
Rob, this the shit I deal with every day, bro. Like it's just dumb. Like, what are we talking about, Rob?
Hey, that's why I let people argue with themselves, man. Because you know what I'm saying. When you start,
oh my god,
when you want to know the facts, man, y'all just pull up, listen to the conversation, just shut the hell up. You might learn something. You know what I'm saying? That's what I always tell people. But I mean, if you want to listen to analytics, hey man, I'm just not the right person for you. So go listen.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, me neither. Sorry.
We just meeting tonight. If you read chapter 1, cool. If you haven't, no problem. I've been through chapter 1. Just want to see how people feel about the speed that they want to read the book at. So we'll talk about that. Paige, Sarah, and AZ. Yeah, 3 number 1 recruits. Hey, but we know that this is y'all favorite Sunday Guilty Pleasure. We appreciate y'all pulling up and rocking with us. We did not get to drop the link today. We will drop the link tomorrow. I think we dropped the link on Wednesdays, and we'll drop the link next Sunday. Y'all know what it is. Welcome to HDiiTV. Rob the Man Media, Mr. Shake My Hand, also known as Papi Chulo, baby.
Papi Chulo.
Papi Chulo.
Y'all know what it is.
Papi Chulo. Papi Chulo.
Until next time, until us, y'all stay tuned. Talk soon.